Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 yeah. Banana kala. Na 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 na. Anina wahi. Anina sawa. Oh yeah. Anina Equatoria. Nasawa. Anina Equatoria. Beled wahid. Anina Equatoria. Anehna, nina Equatoria. Oh yeah. Kanita miniambio, kanita mintori, weleta minjuba, yeah. Anina Equatoria. Keresia samagezi manena, yeah. We strong, we stand together, yeah. Kanihna gulu wahi, Equatoria biraba. Yapirwa pijama, asan belet na biraba. So give us pen, don't give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us ipanagule. Oh yeah. Anina Equatoria. Nasawa, Anina Equatoria. Belet wahid, Anina Equatoria. Anehna, Anina Equatoria. Oh yeah, kanita zande, kanita mai, au kukuye, Anina Equatoria. Kelele na hivyo nefusina, kebili ya kede maferiganina. Salam wa sahafa, behaja derino, hasan bele na biraba, arif mabisaido. So give us pen, don't give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us ipanagule. Oh yeah. Anina Equatoria. Nasawa, Anina Equatoria. Beled wahid, Anina Equatoria. Anehna, Anina Equatoria.
Nehna kulu sawa jama. So my panan ngala. I love my people and I'm the voice.
Acholi ya buka ya baka.
Great
Equatoria balanda mare. Kakuwa kinikuku. Lango lungoya.
Acholi
Kosa mundo. Nyangara morobe made. Mundare.
Nyambara.
Otumo mare makotulo. Lubara bunga ya lobe.
Kosa Mondo Anakulu nasi sawa. Mavi hata bigesi manena. Siasa mabigesi manena. Anina wahi.
Good evening from Equatoria Free Forum. Welcome to all those who are watching us, and those who will join later, and those who will see us when the live broadcast or the live streaming is over. This is Ethical. This is with you also Hadassah and CJ, usual panels over here. And also wanted to say welcome to those who are here watching us. Thank you for joining us. As you see, the topic today, or the main topic today, is path to freedom, or path to independence, if I'm not mistaken, just reading it. Path toward independence, the challenges and the possibilities. Of course, it's 13th of April, July 20th, 21. Great Equatoria Path toward assured independence, 13th of July 2021. Of course, the challenges is going to be today a question of what is the challenges, and that we need to kind of like delve into it to remind ourselves. And then the possibilities, which are going to be the second segment of it. Maybe we're going to do it another time, but we will try to do as much as possible we can to enlighten our brothers and sisters and to know their rights, especially in the matter of our existence, our sovereignty as a people, as a nation, as communities, as tribes, as sons and daughters of Great Equatoria who are living at this moment in the so-called South Sudan, which is very difficult, to be honest, when some others try to understand. But it's not difficult. To me, I see it is very easy to comprehend because the condition that we are in, it's no longer something to be tolerated, something to be entertained. We have to be clear with ourselves and to make a decision that will benefit our future, the next generation. And it have to be a wise decision, not a rushed decision, not opportunistic decisions, not based on any decision that just come to be um, premature in things, but be based on calculation and also based on uh, a solid foundational things that need to be done. And there's some things, of course, I cannot say it publicly at this moment, but I will try my best to speak as much as I can about the challenges. So there's some questions that I'm going to give data to our brothers and sisters here. And then we can also, in 30 minutes after we kind of clarify things, if anyone have a question, they can come up into the forum and ask, or if they wanted to add their comments or their opinion, it's all welcome. But remember, the path to our independence is dependent on our knowledge about ourselves, our understanding to what is in stake and what's not in stake here. So I appreciate. أنا بحاول نتكلم بعربي too. We will try to speak in Arabic عشان يكون كمان يساعد أخواننا وأخواتنا اللي بيتكلموا اللغة العربية، لأنه عارفين اللغة العربية ده اللغة بتاعنا هناك في جنوب السودان، عربي جوبا. Unfortunately I don't speak perfectly عربي جوبا، لكن المهم عربي بتاعي واضح hopefully for a lot of الناس اللي بيسمعوا لغة عربي جوبا. And we're gonna go ahead to speaking on that, so make sure we make like an hour. ولو في طريقة I would be appreciative. أنا بكون يعني ممنونك زي ما بيقولوا اللبنانيين، أو be so grateful and thankful. بكون متشكر كثير لو أنتم بتعملوا مثلا share if you are interested and you're Equatorian and you believe in Equatoria as we do. Please share or this broadcast in your forum, because it's actually better that way. Because sometimes I begin to notice يعني لاحظنا في اخواننا الكرام اللي هم بيقولوا هم معارضات سياسيه في الخارج وهم عندهم حب للحريه، يعني للاسف انا بتاسف شديد انه بلقاهم they are more radically behaving like بيتصرفوا نفس التصرفات تاع ناس كير، بحجب يعني بيمنعوا المعلومات الزي دي يطلع في منبر بتاعهم او في مناطق اللي هم الصفحات اللي هم فتحوها، خوفا من ان احنا نتكلم عن هذا الموضوع بتاع الانفصال الاستوائيين من هذا الارض، لانه ما عندهم حتى حجه مشرع عشان هم ذاته بنفسهم يقدر يقنعونا على اساس ان احنا كاستوائيين احنا خلينا ما نستعجل، لكن هم عاوزين يحجبونا كلامنا، لانه ده نفس الشخصيات اللي هم بيتمتعوا لما يشوفوا اهلنا يتعذبوا في استوائيه، لكن بيقدر يغنوا عن استوائيه كطريقه مجاملات او طريقه تغيير المخ او تشويش الفكر الاستوائي في ناحيه حقوقه. فانت بتلقى في كثير، وهنتكلم في الموضوع ده ذاته في الصعوبات اللي قاعدين نمره. فعشان كده انا قلت افضل لنا نحن كايكاتوريانز sharing our pages، وفي استوائيين كمان تانيين اللي هم ماشيين على البرنامج بتاع يعني صاروا كعملاء، يعني للاسف شغالين مع الشخصيات الاخرى كمان عندهم حبا ان هم يحجبوا الكلامات اللي بتقوله على اساس انه احنا منو، وفي حاجات كتير. انا ما عاوز اتدخل فوق، لكن انا بقول كانوا دايرين فعلا كانوا بيؤمنوا بالديمقراطيه والحريه الراي والتعبير، مفترض يدوا لكل زول حقه. وانا كابن بتاع بلد داك اللاند اوف ايكواتوريا فيرست اند ذن جنوب السودان ثانيا، لانه احنا طبعا تحت هسه في الرايه بتاع امين او الفلاج بتاع جنوب السودان، لكن regardless to that احنا مؤمنين احنا Equatorian and we will have our independence regardless they want it or not. فعشان كده احنا ماشيين بصوت واضح، وما في مجاملات هنا، وما في اي like biasm او مجاملات على اساس انه انا بقيف معك انا لازم اجاملك وامدحك عشان انت تكون صاحبي. لا لا لا، ما محتاجين تمديح هنا. احنا عم نقول حقائق بتاع بلد تانا وشعبنا والمأساة اللي أهلنا فوقه. because today الانمي ظهروا لما بقى الايكواتوريان بيتكلم عن حقهم. بقى ما عاوزين يكونوا اصدقائنا، لكنهم عاوزين نكون دنب، نكون تبعيين، نجري وراهم لما ان احنا نقع في الحفره اللي هم حفروها كان لاعدائهم، وهنا خطونا واحد من اعدائهم الاول. فعشان كده عاوزين ننتبه لمصالح بتاعنا شديد. فهؤلاء الناس اللي بيرفضوا يدوا او يشاركوا افكار، لانه طبعا احنا بنقول agree to disagree، نتفق بانه احنا مرات ما بنتفق، وبنحترم الراي وبندافع على كل راي تاع انسان. لكن للاسف هؤلاء الناس اللي هم بيتصرفوا كمعارضات سياسيه ومفكرين ويعني حاجات كده ماشيين فوقه، لكن كان جد في الجد في داخل في باطنهم او في داخل بطونهم تلقاهم كله كلام فارغ بدون مؤاخذه. تلقاهم انه هم ناس مجرد نفس بيشبهوا نفس الشخصيات اللي احنا كاستوائيين قاعد نتعذب من وراهم، وهم الحركه الشعبيه القبلي الجهوي وكل اللي نخط لهم في التوصيف. فهم ما فرق، بعدين هم نفس الثمار من نفس الشجره. ما تنسى في تانيين كانوا شغالين في الحركه الشعبيه، وهم دعموا الحركه الشعبيه في كل تفكيرهم وحاجاتهم. لكن هنا بنتكلم، وانا بشكر كل الناس اللي بيؤمنوا بالديمقراطيه وبيؤمنوا بحقوق الانسان وبحقوق الراي بدي فرصه. فانا ما عاوز اكتر هنا، عاوز ابدي بس اولا greetings to all our beloved friends and members and audiences, and especially our gracious great Equatorian family, and not to forget also our confused and troubled foes who cannot fathom great Equatoria call for sovereignty. All in all, it shall be built, of course, not through the hands of might of warlords and tribal anarchists and greed for power, but it shall be through a genuine righteous ideas of a well-built utopian nation. And I believe our desired nation of Great Equatoria shall be a nation that shall trust not in any forms of tribal anarchy, but in the form of law and order, respect of human right, and the respect of opinions, and the respect of rights, which shall be supported by an breakable golden rods of true freedom and equality for all. Our beloved Great Equatorian brothers and sisters, the Equatorial Salvation Council Diaspora would like to take this moment in the Equatorial Free Forum to salute and reflect with pride and honor to all our fellow greater Equatorian revolutionaries, brothers and sisters who are down there at home and also abroad, because there is some revolutionaries abroad who are doing their best, contributing in all side of a spectrum, if I could say. We salute you in the name of justice, accountability, and equal rights. We salute you in the name of great Equatorial nationalism. We salute you in the name of great Equatorian unity, a true unity of our people's struggle. We salute you all in the name of hope and brighter future for our suffering people. We salute you in the spirit of the true, genuine love bond that ties us together with one another as great Equatorians. Like we say, we must always remember that the sacred bond we share with each other as greater Equatorian people, the slogan, the greater Equatorian is solely based. It's not solely, the unity. Sorry, the unity is not solely based or solely focused on the slogan. يعني احنا وحدتنا ما شعار، وحدتنا أقوى من الشعار اللي بيتكلموا هنا بس Equatorians, because this unfounded is for like based on the slogan of unfounded and fragile unity, because this is just a slogan if it's going to be like that, but it's not. It's more than that. Great Equatorial unity must be noted. It wasn't born out of political or geographical necessities. It was made. What made us as great Equatorian. I'm sorry about that. What made us great Equatorian is not really chaotic. It's the passion for each other, to lift each other up and protect each other as a one community, one people. It was what made us as great Equatorians. But now, under this chaotic time, as we see and we're facing, we are in those, and sorry about that, chaotic days. Who are sorry about that. Just give me a minute. I kind of lost here. Yeah, our passion for each other is more important. That makes us who we are among each other, is more essential and needed in our unity. What makes Great Equatoria? Great Equatoria is neither a region nor a piece of land, but it's immortal idea, an immortal spirit that our ancestors have left for us. By immortal ancestors that we always respect and honor for their bravery and courage, and we always remember them in their history, and would love to feel their shoes too, If any foreigner think they can just define Greater Equatoria as a region of many inhabitants, tribes alone, I believe they've done us injustice because Greater Equatoria is who we are. We are more than just a tribe. The pure connection that connects us as people of Equatoria, ties us together as one community is because the spiritual bond which we share is deeply rooted through our ancestral blood and through the ground that our ancestors have been buried in, that's flowing in through our veins. We all shall share this truth that binds us as great Equatorian people, and thus the great Equatorian people are not just the native inhabitants of Equatoria, but still we prove to all our foes, that we are one people, one power against many aggressive adversaries. So I won't go far here. I wanted to say welcome to all who are watching us, and I want to say thank you. And let's start here with our subject. Subject matter is the challenges that we're going to face. So please join us in the discussion and the analysis that we're going to start. So I welcome CJ and Hadassah again. I know some other members who are not here, but if they got a chance, they will come in. So I wanted to say thank you guys for coming in. And as you know, the topic is about the challenge. So if you can tell me, I don't know, CJ, start with you on the challenges. What do you think the first clear challenge that Equatoria are facing at this moment, beside other things that we already know? If you don't mind, go ahead. Oh, he just exited. I don't know, so he'll be back. Hadassah, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. So I hope he heard me. He can come back. He's back. I hope he's back so he can answer the question.
Uh-huh.
أنا قلت الصعوبات اللي إحنا عم نلتقيه في هذا الوقت، الصعوبات أو المشاكل اللي قد نواجهها كاستوائيين. يعني برأيك مثلا what is the real strongest obstacle that Equatoria are facing beside الحاجات المعروفة أو you know beside all the other things that is known, if you don't mind. You can give your point if you want until
Yeah,
CJ comes in.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. Hello to you and to CJ and to everybody that is here, to participate and watch with us. And yeah, I just wanted to say and those hello to those who are coming. Um, from my point of view, I think our challenges is um more than what we're going through that our enemies has projected to us is
Mm-hmm.
us ourselves as Equatorians. I feel like we're lacking confidence, in ourselves. You can see we have a lot of great generals. We have a lot of our own people of Equatoria that has associated themselves, with the movement, the SPLA movement or the SPLA IO. They
Mm-hmm.
have quietly have misled our people and have no confidence, in themselves, in their ability as men, of the land, as fathers of
Mm-hmm.
the land, as sons of the land, as as a hope for the nation and hope for their people. This is just one of the obstacles that one of the many obstacles that we are facing, as a people of Equatoria, and also the bigger pictures, of course, is like the what the regime has crippled us, that they have they have this system of tangling us all the time, as hard as we work, you know, to bring our people to an understanding, but then they kind of like use our people at the same time, some of our people, our own Equatorian people, to work against us, you know, and then they begin to confuse people, like form of, in a form of creating this, this platforms of similar SPLA, just a different name or something like that, but just operating exactly the same as SPLA. It's just almost like you take people, and you put them in a different envelope or in a different camp, just holding them there, just holding them as captive so that they don't explore their ideas, they don't move forward, so that we cannot move forward as Equatorians to create our nation or to free ourselves. Because you see, if you have a people, people are usually like what you call it, a human resource, or as the workforce for the nation. If you take these people and you hold them somewhere, captive, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like a dead
Yes.
brain. They're not moving anywhere. They're not doing anything. They're just following someone. But then they don't know where they're
Yes.
following people. They're not reaching their goals, you know? They've been taken somewhere to a la 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 land, and then they're just there singing and talking that, we're doing this, but otherwise they're not really doing anything for Equatoria. This is just one of also the second of the many challenges that we are facing as Equatorians. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I think CJ was here. If he's here, please get in. And the question direct to you. السؤال بيرجع لك كمان. Thank you. هو موجود هسه. السؤال أنا سألتك ما هو الصعوبات. And again, like our sister has just mentioned, الصعوبات اللي موجودة في استوائيين قاعد يواجهوها. If you don't mind, mute yourself until yeah, because there is an echo. Yeah, so الصعوبات الموجهين قاعد نواجهها كشعب استوائية. الصعوبات اللي غير معروفة الغير مدروك يعني not known to others that there is actually a very very serious challenge that we Equatorians are facing. Those are the things that need to be noted to our public, to our Equatorian people, so they understand their position. Zema Hadassah mentioned very important thing about we got so many people, leaders. I mean, if I could call them leaders. And then there is also, she mentioned lack of confidence. So أنا ما أعرف أنت بتتفق معاه ولا أنت بتزيد فوقه حاجة ولا أنت بتقول مثلا you agree with her. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. All right, شكرا لأختك والحضور. Thanks a lot, for coming in and joining us at this particular point. Well, I don't have to go far other than say hello to all who are watching us, who are going to watch this video. So the point is, based on the question بتاعك اللي السؤال اللي سألته أنه ما هو الصعوبات اللي بيواجه what is facing the critical things that is facing Equatoria at the meantime, governments ever since, let's say. Well, in order for Equatoria, there's more many things that accumulated, في حاجات كتير ترتبت مع مرور الزمن. الليلة أصعب التحديات بيعتبر هي شنو؟ الأمن، مسألة اللا أمن. الشعب الاستوائي مثلا بيعاني معاناة بتاعت الأمن، في فقدان بتاعت الأمن بالمعنى الصحيح، يعني there is no security for Equatorian people. leave alone أنه طبعا هنا يستغلون في استغلال، الاستوائيين وجدوا نفسهم مستغلين. فأنا بشوف الأمن هو أكبر قضية، لأنه بمعنى آخر ما لم يملك مثلا قوة بتاعت نفسه ما بيملك قرار نفسه. عارف كيف؟ يعني لو أنت في المجتمع أنت ما عندك وزن، أنت ما عندك أي شيء. وده الشيء اللي بيعاني منه الاستوائيين حاليا، ألا وهو حالة الأمن. استوائية من ناحية الأمن، لأنه شنو هاي اللي بيقوي ناس كير ومشى رسده في سلطة هو الأمن. It's the power, which is the power which is reflected in what? In ميليشيات بتاعهم الموجودين in the militias and those warlords والأهالي بتاعينهم في نفس الوقت. So that's exactly what it is. So these things, Equatoria هسي فاقد الوضع ده، ما عنده الموقف ده. بالتالي secondly, حالة بتاعت قلع الأراضي وقتل الاستوائيين، بيقتلوك وبيقلعوا حقك ويدك. الأرض بيعتبر كمان واحد من الغرائز الأساسية الاستوائية بيعاني منه. وده كله بيرجع من الناحية السياسية أيضا. في المجال السياسي إكواتوريا ما عنده أي مكان نفسي هناك. صورة بتاعت إكواتوريا اسمي بس، just only a name. إكواتوريا هناك وجودهم اسمي، يعني رمزي only، يعني ذو المهمش بمعنى. وده واحد من العوامل الأساسية اللي بيقود الإنسان للدعوة لشنو؟ لاستغلالية نفسه، أنه يكون مستقل أو يكون independent بمعنى آخر، زي ما أنت قلت هنا، يكون مستقل تمام الاستغلال. لأنه ما جدوى اللي هو فايدة بتاع شنو مثلا لما أنا بكون عندي مكانة في بلد بتاعي، لما أنا مثلا واجه الموت والقتل والجوع والفقر والمرض وأنا قادر أن أقدر أشتغل وأقدر أدي للعائلة بتاعي وأعمل كل شيء.
Okay, well, I'm trying to عشان ما نقاطعك عشان timing. انا بس عايزك تبريف on that. انت قلت يعني كنت ركزت للنقطة الأساسية. انت قلت شنو هو الأمن الأمن ما موجود، صح؟
منذ
اوكي.
الاستقلال في جنوب السودان كثير لقى نفسه بدون أمن.
وليش شنو السبب انت بتظن في ناحية بتاعك؟ وانا بسأل سؤال ده كمان maybe to حداثة. السبب الأساسي اللي بيخلي الأمن ده يكون ما موفر لإكواتوريان، هل زي قبل؟
الواقع بيأكد أنه الإكواتوريين لما دخلوا الحرب بتاعت 1983 1983 الناس دي ما كانوا من الاستعداد الفطري. الاستعداد الفطري انه عشان
بمعنى ما عندهم يعني ما خدوا تحليل صحيح انه حاجه يمكن يكون فوق السلبيات بمعنى الفطري، صح؟ طبعا في ناس ما بيفهموا الفطري ده.
عشان تخش في بيزنس مع زول، مثلا او عشان مع مجرم لو فرضنا، ولا هو مع زول لو خشيت في بيزنس
انتهازي مثلا،
هاي بيتطلب انك انت اولا تعرف مركزك وين، ولما تخش البيزنس انت لازم تكون شريك وليس تابع. لو انت تبعي، لو انت جاي داخل على البيزنس انت زول تبعي and then you know it's over for you. لأنه في النهاية الجماعة كله انت بيكون ضحية في نهاية المطاف. وده حاجة السبب الكبير اللي سبب Equatorians, you know, that's one of the reasons why Equatoria is now is unable to defend itself. Imagine people are now in his territory, the territory of Equatoria, abusing their wives, their children, and all that, grabbing their land, so that means occupying their lands and all that.
Yes.
So Equatoria is totally crippled, has been crippled, you know, and it started to upset in 1983. لأنه لو تعاوز تخش يعني الاستوائيين وجدوا نفسهم ما منظمين، ما نظموا حالهم عشان يخشوا الحرب أو يمتنعوا عنه. عارف كيف؟ كان يعني that is to say, you know, they were confused. Which way should we go? So does it mean the absence of leadership هنا? Well, it is not necessary. As long as عندكم الكبار، لو في ناس الكبار وفي المجموعات السياسيين الموجودين كانوا في الماضي، نازل كان هم المفروض يرتبوا الطريق، ما رتبوا الطريق الطريق الصحيح. لاحظ إكواتوريا اداوا الجولد، يعني كان قدر يفايت، they managed to fight، ومن اخذوا اداهم ما يسمى تقول عليه ذهب. فجأة كده فقدوا الذهب، يعني انت يدوك ذهب وبعد شويه كده تقول يا اخي تشوف واحد هناك يغشك يقول لك اسمع جيك تعال خش معي. فجأة انت تفيك الذهب بتاعك الراجل تقول لا هي خلاص كويس يا اخي، تعرف في زول نمر 3 ده، زول ده عكروت وزول ده ما كويس، اراكم تعال معي، وبكره بعد بكره الذهب بتاعك بيكون حاجه ثانيه. للاسف الشديد إكواتوريا راح وجد نفسه وينه؟ في مطبه. فعدم ترتيب، بيقول له شنو؟ انت ما مرتب بيتك. الانسان اللي بيرتب بيته عنده نجاح باهر، واي خطوه بيخطوه وبيعرف هو قاعد يعمل شنو وبيقدر يحمي حاله.
سؤالي لكم الثاني، وانا ممكن اسال حداثه، خليك معي. Thank you, CJ. حداثه, because as CJ mentioned right now, it says that Equatorian were not prepared even from the past in 1983. If you don't mind, mute yourself, CJ or Hadassah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So they said they were not ready. يعني كانوا ما prepared لإنه يتدخلوا مع شخصيات. يعني هم دخلوا زي قبل وصفوا ببزنس. انت كان ده تعمل بزنس، ما بتعمل بزنس مع زول انتهازي وانت ما في مركز تعال كفاءة جاهز ده عشان تقدر تواجه شخصية اللي بجاي يستغلك. لأنه الزول التاني ده بس بيعرف في حاجة، يعني في مفاوضات في ناحية بتاعت مساومة، أساسا أنا بعمل معك كده على مقابل كده، يعني equivalent exchange if you want to say. يعني لازم يكون في قوة you know equal to the other power عشان تتعاملوا مع بعض، ما بيكون في أي ظلم. ففي ناحية ده when Equatorian did mistakes بتاعهم، هل صحيح did they ever learn? Did we learn from all these mistakes or we didn't? And if we learn from the mistake, why is still insecurity happening in Greater Equatoria? ولو احنا ما learn from it what is the best way, if you don't mind, or if you don't have to answer it now because I know we're going to talk about solution. But what is the best way to see that might be possible for Equatoria to kind of like get out of this for them?
I think Ecuadorians have not really learned from all of these things that have happened to Equatoria, because just like CJ has put it when he was talking, I kind of laughed and a little bit and said that I like the way he put it, like when he used the business deal. Like it's true that Equatorians are the kind of people that they will just follow other people, left and right without striking any good deal for themselves or for their family. You know, they over the years, if you look at it, like Equatorians have just been a follower. Following SPLM, SPLMIO, and now we're following a different movement. And creating our own separate different movement down there, which is at the end it leads back to the SPLA, connection of the SPLA. I don't think we have learned anything at all. Even though we're seeing our people are dying in our hands, and within, before our eyes, our people are falling, and our people being abused and stuff like that. I don't think we're taking it serious. I think it become a battle of the fittest. Like what I can gain. I don't care what these people going through, but it's just another model of the SPLA. Like as we have known that the SPLA is just a terrorist organization from the get go. Since they started it, they just like they have seen the sufferings of the people of South Sudan, and then they decided, to profit out of it. You know so yeah, and then I see our Equatorian people and leaders are doing the same thing. Just seeing our sufferings, and then they just don't care. They are profiting out of it, and they just don't. They don't learn anything out of this. They don't have any self determination for themselves or for their people. Yeah. And sorry, I forgot the other question.
In your perspective, what do you think the best way for Equatoria to kind of like comprehend the seriousness of the condition Umofogu and make a difference as soon before they find themselves? Because that's and if another mukhatir tani, it exposes itself that Equatoria, if they don't do anything for themselves right now, even going up to the extreme like us for independence, Equatoria will cease to have any existence, even possibility to even be acknowledged. As we see today, the world is all acknowledging the SPLM, the two tribes in South Sudan, and Equatoria in the land of Equatoria, and yet Equatoria have nothing to show, nothing to gain even from that. So what do you think the best way that Equatoria need to? What is the best possibility, for them to get this, to change this behavior of Tamda?
Yes. I think for me, the way forward is like for us, to to get to a better place, or even to have, you know, um, you know, even just to grasp air without being like demolished or being like done what they're doing to us. I think we need to pull ourselves aside. We need to abstract ourselves from every single tree that we have connected ourselves into, just like roots. you know we need to pull ourselves out of all this couple, this organization, or the movements that we're in. We need to come back as Equatoria, and rooted ourselves into being as Equatorian, and focusing into our region, and focusing to us as a nation of Greater Equatoria, and a people that want to triumph it. All the bad atrocities that happen to us. Then we need to sit down and talk to each other. We need to talk to each other. We need to have ability of able to forgive each other, and also have love for each other, and love for our country. You know, e- Greater Equatoria. So we need to bring our ideas together, and we need to be, people who can, have a vision, and a purpose. Otherwise, we will just be dismayed. You know. And the time is really, I would say, it's really now that Equatorians need to pull themselves out from wherever they are to come in, and talk about our situation, and have a plan A and plan B in place, plus plan C in place. These are the things we need to do. These are the criteria that we need to follow through, in order to become a successful people. So I think we need to begin to to abandon the what is called South Sudan and the rest of the things that we have rooted ourselves into. Thank you.
Thank you. And my question to CJ, اليوم أنا هحاول أسأل أسئلة لكن كمان كان عندكم سؤال ادوني له ما مشكلة because I've been asking questions here. But
Yeah.
the thing I wanted to say here, so I did a CJ في كلام ذاك أنت قلت حداثة. I want to know from CJ, this is how difficult قد make Equatoria not to come together, especially in a situation in Fogoda, this tough condition in Fogoda. Is it لأنهم عندهم personal vendetta مع بعض individually ولا في نوع من الخوف ونوع من الجهل, ignorance among ourselves? Because I don't see any reason for us not to come together when we see this thing going on. And I'm talking about especially in diaspora, especially people who have the capacity. عندهم الفرص عشان يقدر يتكاتفوا مع بعض. And also another thing, this is the question number one. And the question two, ولما نتجمع مع بعض ليه في تانيين في وسطنا بيشوف بعضهم كcompetitors كمنافسين وليسوا كشركاء لمصلحة الجميع كاستوائيين؟ السبب شنو؟ And this thing really is becoming a nuisance. يعني بقى إزعاج في وسط التقدم بتاعنا كالشعب الاستوائي. في ناحية لا أنا شايف إحنا في خطر ولسه في ناس رجعونا 100 متر ورا. 100 ميل نقول 90 miles or 20 miles away, just like 100 miles away. Just let's put it that way, So فيك تديني مثلا تحليلك في الكلام ده. Thank you. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes, thank you. Yeah, unmute yourself again.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, it's not good.
Great.
It's not
Yeah.
good.
Well, I can say that I agree with what Hadassah have said. Actually, So when it comes to your issue, what is difficult, مثلا بالنسبة Equatorians, الخوف بتاعهم شنو عشان to become together and all that for togetherness. Now, first of all, make no mistake, remember, put in your mind that your opponents, our opponents, our الأعداء بتاعنا, and as well, our enemies also are on work. They're working day and night. They are planning, doing everything in their power also to distract our unity, so that Equatoria could come together. That's one of the issues. I mean, that is so bad. I mean, there are more many things. Again, I will have to repeat it. And imagine you're a poor guy, and you have somebody rich in another way. So it cannot be compared. Equatoria, they love to work individually. And as family sometimes and all that. This is some kind of weakness about that. If you look to your family more than the others. And instead of looking at this way, based on psychologically, imagine you have a shop. All right, you have a shopkeeper. That is from your own, and then all of a sudden you see someone on the street, a different guy having his own. Where will you be going to? تختار انك تمشي للشوب بتاع شنو؟ بتاع بلديك. So Equatorians, they have this limited idea. Meanwhile, عندهم identity, which is Equatoria. The unifications, the identity is Equatoria. When they get out, where are you from? They say, oh, I'm from Equatoria, which is great. Women, they're not handling this title. They don't handle it in a proper way. It would have been better for them if they were to go through it. So this is one of the issues. Equatorians, they seem to be suspicious of each other. مثلا من restrictions of allying together. عارف كيف؟ بعدين طبعا like it are all thousand Sudanese, as you can see when we are home before in Sudan. They are all eager. Each one of them wanted to be our leader. So that's the concept. That's the concept, the bad concept that we have been inherited during a Jalaba.
Nominal Kibriya,
if you can get that title, okay, you're the best of among all. So they are not humble. What I need to say is that they should be humble. Equatoria need to be humble. Just accept it. Imagine how lucky are our opponents, how lucky are the Dinka. غالبية بتاعهم أميين، والأمية لعب دور كبير جدا جدا. Primitivity had played big roles in bringing all these people together. بمجرد ما زول كبير قال لهم إنه to the right and left. لأنه as Africans, that's our concept. Mostly we look to the elders. When you're old in the family, we mostly respect you and we rely on you. This is not any longer. مع القروش والمال, as my idea of capitalism, as socialists, rejecting the socialisms, liberty, that is all effective. أجد الكل قاعد يلعب, it plays a role in intellectual Equatorians. So those who have gone personally to school and they've, get some areas of skills of study, then you could see them and try to get away from the others. So those are one of the most serious things that Equatoria is now lacking. To come together, so as to face the reality they are now going through. So بالنسبة للإكواتوريا, لذلك الإكواتوريان يجب أن يراعي هذه الظروف. في مواقف معينة التكبر بدل التواضع. People need to have, you need to be humble and being proud of yourself. You should accept and know. What does leadership means? The servants of the people should be the leadership. Like in Equatoria, no, we look at it different. Once you're a leader, you need all people to bow and to respect and just consider you the way how it is, how leadership is. Jinabo Mabari, wow, Doctor Yamabari. That is all nonsense. Humbleness, we need that. We need humbleness. We need to be humble as Equatorians so as to go ahead. احترام, exchange respect. وزي ما قال Dida, Alua, Didi, and no, you need our differences also, we need to leave it behind. Once you see a stranger and you're one, psychologically, once you see a stranger coming to your neighborhood, what are you supposed to do as youngsters and all that? You need to keep an eye on him. ممكن زول حرامي, ممكن كذا. He may be a thief coming to your subdivision. Equatoria should have that kind of things to carry it on and align with each other. It's more better. كان في واحد منكم مو زوج كبير خلاص وين رايح حاجة, we need to align up after him. I had to end up there. Thank you. Sorry for prolonging. You get me? Hello?
Yeah, I got you. You hear me?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
I apologize. Sorry. طبعا حصل لي some interruption.
Competitor, people are looking at this as a competitor. There are more many reasons behind that. Of course, tribe sector could be one of the reasons. Speaking cultural and social languages, different languages also, that can be a factor to be a competitor. Because can will it Tapulanja, okay, they will just line, okay, dinas fulan. Once جاء واحد من الإيست أو من الوست بقول لك جاي من الوست or Western Bank بقول لك ده جاي من كذا وكذا. So people don't take it easy, because what we need at the end of the day, somebody who can provide.
في نقطة هنا دايما نحطه كمان في كلام بتاعك. انت قلت Equatorian lack humility، وبعدين في سؤال جاي اسألكم هنا على الحرب الجديده اللي هسه إيكاتوريا قاعد يواجهه، حرب بتاع هو disinformation. Today the enemy يعني وصل لمرحله، وانا ده خلي السؤال ده يكون مركز عليكم اثنينكم، تقدر توصف، تقدر تدوا explanation or analysis on that. انا اليوم هسه انت كان لاحظت في exploitation. طبعا الاكسبلويتيشن حاصله في استوائيه في اراضينا دائما، هسه الذهب والموارد الطبيعيه، لكن كمان في exploitation of our people. the mental exploitation. المنتال exploitation ده ماشي على الطرق برمجه العقول او برمجه رؤيه استوائيين لمصلحتهم. انت لاحظت هسه عندنا في ناس ثانيين يعني you can call them brainwashed in a way. هم ماشيين على النبذه بتاع انه احنا جنوبيين. We can never separate. We can never separate. Like even they don't even know why they cannot separate when their people is already been separated against. لانه هسه احنا عايشين في دوله هو بنفسه يعني الشعوبات ياهو من جهه على النيل، القبيله تاع الدنكا بالاخص كمان. يعني انت كان لاحظت في ناحيه من الاستهتار لما تلقاهم في جوبا كلهم بيرتنوا روتان. ما كان في واحد شاف فيديو بتاع اتشاي اوير، انا قبلك وريتكم قصه اتشاي اوير ده. the lady مشت في منقله، وده حاجه very dangerous. انا عاوز استوائيين ياخذوا نظرهم carefully. وانا بتاسف يعني انا بتمنى كان اخوان الاستوائيين اللي موجودين لما انا بلقاهم في منابر اخرى، منابر تا الناس اللي ذاته they don't even feel like they have interest for us، لكن تلقاهم هم بيكونوا هنا وبتلقاهم مستعدين يدوا كل مشاعرهم للشخصيات دي، والشخصيات دي قاعد يلعب فوقهم exploitation. to be honest with you في لعبة الجديد exploitation تعقولهم على اساس ان هم يعني يجذبهم بمشاعر بتاعهم، يخليهم يحسوا ان هم they care about the Equatorian، لكن in reality they don't because هم نفس الناس اللي بيتمنوا يشوفوا انهم يكونوا مكان تا دينكا and then you know and then will continue ruling us Equatorians. لان بقينا دنبا. so خلينا نكون واقعيين، ده حقائق. فانا عارف في ناس ما بي like it. imagine the sad thing هسه احنا as we speak يعني Equatorian مفترض now to come together to listen. كان هم they see I'm wrong let them challenge us، ما عندنا مشكله معهم. but it's so sad that انت بتسي this يعني في حتى بوري ان احنا ما جديين. you know we just love to see people with names and power, or we like to see something اللي بيخلينا feel like good, but in the reality احنا already في danger، في خطوره، ففي مشاكل. so الاكسبلويتيشن اللي حاصل هسه في استوائيه هو من عده جوانب. الجانب الاول اكسبلويتيشن تاع اراضي، الجانب الثاني هو اكسبلويتيشن تاع عقول بتاع ايكاتوريان بطريقه تاع برمجه بتاعهم على اساس ان هم يؤمنوا بانهم جنوبيين، على اساس ان هم ما يشوفوا مشكله ده مشكله يعني فوق شنو مؤامرات داخليه. حاجه ده بس ده موضوع بتاع كير هو فشل، وفشل بتاعه كان ذريع، ونفس الوقت ده احنا كان شلناه برا كل شيء بيتغير. لكن في الحقيقه is not true because كير اذا سعيد كان هو السبب ما كانت تشال زي اي ديكتاتوري بتشال في دول الثانيين دول افريقيا. لكن الزول ده بنى مملكه بتاعه in a way يعني انت كان لاحظت المركز السياسي المركز العسكري كله مهيمن فوقه قبيله او قبيلتين او القبائل الاخرى جايين من على النيل بجهه الثاني، على اساس انهم بيعملوا مؤامرات لمصلحه بتاعهم الشخصي ومصلحتهم القبليه. وفي نفس الوقت هم كمان بيجي بيتكلموا لغاتهم القبلي في وسطنا، خاصه الدينكا. يعني انا بقول لك يعني قبل لما شفت شاي ويرده when she was in Mangala she's giving those قال اكلاد مساعدات لناسهم ده في منقلة and the same time she was talking in front of those other ضيفهم يعني ناس ضيفهم في بلدهم، هم قاعدين يتكلموا بروتان بتاعهم دينكا قدام ناس ده. so ده بوريك شنو علامه زي ده. فانا قاعد بتمنى ايكاتوريان you wake up and really see the reality. لانه لما نزول احنا حتى في اوروبا انت لو بتتكلم لغه بتاعك قدام زول هو ده صاحبك هو من دوله ثاني، هو ذاته بيفيل اوفندد، هو بيفيل ده اهانه. يلا ده بيجي بيهينك بيقول يا اخي انا ما بقدر. يا اخي منو قال لك جارين كان قاعد يتكلم شنو؟ مش جارين كان قاعد يتكلم عربي؟ كان جارين ده بقى بطل بتاعهم اللي قاعدين يقولوا ويا بقى نبي ولا بطل. what did he talk? he was talking Arabic. ما يقول لي قال ما بيعرف. لوز بويس لما كان جو كيف يتعلموا في دول اجنبيه ده بيعرف انجليزي. سو ما يعمل لنا حجج انه مستحيل. كان ما قدر يتكلم بانجليزي يتكلم بعربي، مش يقول لنا يا اخي الناس ده كلهم ما بيعرف. الحرب اللي حصلت من 1983 up to the time الناس لما 2005 الحرب ده خلى كل الجنوبيين يتجمعوا مع بعض. يعني إن كان في جنوبيين مشوا، يعني قبائل الجنوبيه كلهم مشوا في شمال السودان اتاقلموا مع بعض هناك، بقى يعرفوا يتكلموا عربي الشمالي. تانيين مشوا في يوغندا بيعرفوا يتكلموا لغه انجليزيه. سو ما يقول لنا قال ما في زول بيعرف لغه رسمي. ده بس استهتار منهم، على اساس ان هم عاوزين يقول لنا يا اخي انتوا لازم تقبلوا الواقع، احنا الدنكا يا ماجورتي، اللغه بتاعنا حيكون سائد. وهم قاعدين يسيدوا الناس بشنو؟ لان قاعدين نجاملهم بنخليهم شنو؟ هم يقدروا يكونتينيو يتوك ان فرونت اوف اس بلغه بتاعهم، واحنا نجاملهم نقول لا يسوك الان ما بيعرف لغه ده. That's not true. They know it. It doesn't matter لو حتى عربي بتاعه ركيك، ان شاء الله يكون مكسر خليه يكسره. at least احنا نفهم انه قاعد explain to me انه فعلا هو زول بيحترم حقي واحنا كده كمواطنين. لكن imagine the way how they come to that area is very insulting. بعدين عملوا حجه ان هم قاعدين هناك على اساس ان هم جارين من الفيضانات. يلا فيضانات هسه بقى ماف، بعد شويه قالوا يا اخي ناس موريلي قاعد يحددهم، سو هم لازم يقعدوا هناك يستون الدوم اكستنشن. يعني من خلال الفيديو ده الدوم، يلا المره دي جاي هناك كمندوبه عمال. انا ما اعرف هو عمل بيئه بزنس عشان نقدر نعرفه عالميا، او نعرفه انه هو شغال في بزنس في افريقيا، في دول شمال افريقيا ده. she don't have any that. لكن القروش اللي عنده ده الا ربنا بيعرف، وفي ناس بيعرفوا اسراره. اوف كورس الاموال الغير شرعيه اللي قاعدين يودوه في ايادي تاع اهلهم ده لاسباب عشان يمكنوا حالهم. زي انا يوم ده قلت في اللاست فيديو انه الدنكا اليوم والقبائل اللي الدنكا هسه يا السيد وقاعد يعلم باقي الناس ثانيين اللي عندهم كمان روح قبلي ان هم يكونوا يبنوا طبقات على اساس طبقات قبلي، طبقات مالي، يعني راس مالي بطريقه اصحاب الملايين، والثاني بيكون شنو المستوى الوسطى ده لايك ميدل كلاس. كيف ميدل كلاس هسه قاعد يحصل في جنوب السودان؟ هم الدنكا بدهم اراضي بيوطنون في اي منطقه، وده حاجه is not against انما قاعد نكره دينكا، لكن this is the reality. بيستوطنوا في اراضي ناس بدهم اراضي غير شرعي، اراضي ناس ثانيين. يا اصل بطريقه الفيضان ده بكره ما تستغربوا انه الارض اللي قاعد في منقله ده بقى خلاص بتام. بعد شيء عملوه في مادي so that's not new. عملوه في عده مناطق في جوا إيكواتوريا. so these things is the tactic تكتيك احتلال. ده اول بيقولوا شنو اللعبات تم احتلال. فاحنا كاستوائيين يعني مفترض ناخذ حاجه دي جدي، لكن لما بيجي بتاثر لما بيشوف
Can I jump in?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
ذكرتني نقطة مهمة جدا جدا ألا وهو
اتفضل.
يعني في هذه الحالة في اثنين حاجات أنا كنت عاوز أسأل. How can you overcome a guy who kept on talking his language rather than common language? لأنه as you know, English and Arabic become our common language over the time, the communication language by means, where we can be able to interact. Now, when you have somebody like that, what will you do? This has to have, I want you guys to also answer that. And secondly, I can urge about what you have said about Mangala. That's why hopefully Nasa Mangala or Jamadel, will listen to what I'm saying. عشان كده منقلة هسي مهم جدا جدا. منقلة يتضمن، أنا سمعت أنه كان في نزاع في كلام كده، مش نزاع لكن كلام منداري بيقول أنه منقلة بتاعنا وباريا بيقول حاجة. So أنا عاوزكم what I need here is this video. أنه نازل you have to cooperate. That means أنكم تتعاونوا مع بعضكم. That land is yours. The entire land is yours. تعرف كيف؟ يعني أنا ما داير خلاف. لو منداري جاء في منقلة عنده محل، ولو برياوي جاء في منقلة عنده محل أو أي زول تاني. Even we were not. Mangalism could be one. I raised up as a child, and this is my livelihood. As a child. فنازل يجب أن hold each other as brothers and sisters. لأنه منقلة بريا ما منداري كانوا if they join each other together ما في زول بيتحداهم. وبالإضافة لكل القبائل الثانية دول كمان في جنوب إيكواتوريا وجماعة ديل كله. In particular في منقلة, and I'm talking about Mangala in particular. If those people can join hands, they can get rid of elements القاعدين يقولوا اللغة بتاعهم روتان وتحاول يتكلموا اللغة بأنه لسانه عاوز يعمل تفويض للناس. عارف كيف؟ فأنا urge them أنه they have to take it very serious. أنه there shouldn't be any conflicts of interest between those two guys. It allows them, you have to hold each other as one, because that is how Mangala stand. تعرف كيف? Even during the war times, Mangala stand the way how it is. Mangala, and more many areas in South Sudan. So that is, I just wanted to draw the attention of the others.
Thank you.
So that's my main point. What can we do بالنسبة للناس اللي جوني سلطان مثلا ممكن يجي واحد جد جنبك قاعد يونس talking his language for instance without respecting your right also. أنا عندي language. I do have a language too. I will speak. But as long as we have a communication language, then that is not the place where you have to. If at all, if you are to speak in your language, then there should be a translator. There should be somebody, particularly when you're talking in publics. When you're public place, there should be some kind of translations. People need to have that. So people have to be serious. بالنسبة لي, I had to be aggressive right away. لما يتكلم بوتان, we'll please, attention. We are speaking here a communication language. Your language is not a communication language. لغة بتاعك ما لغة عامة. تعرف كيف؟ بتخليه في بيتك ومع عائلتك لما تمشي في موطن بتاعك في بلد بتاعك في محل بتاعك في قرية بتاعك. Okay, you can speak that. But we didn't yet come to a conclusion أنه ده بيكون لغة. So you respect it. We know communication language. لغة الاتصال هو بين شنو؟ اللغة العربية والإنجليزية، الإنجليزية والعربية. Mostly English is South Sudan.
Thank you.
I think, yeah. So for me, that's my right. The right. So we have to dictate. If necessary, we have to tell the guy, get out. There's no offense on that.
لكن ما تنسى أنا كمان ما قاطع في كلامك. you good. أنا just أديك ما قاطع في كلامك هنا. في وضع أنا قلت الآن أنا لما شفت الفيديو بتاع المرة ده and the people who there. بعدين في حاجة واحد زي ما أنت قلت نذكر إنه منقلة ده هو الرابط بين كل القبائل الاستوائية زي جوبا وخاصة الناس اللي في منقلة اللي عاشوا. طبعا أنا ما شفت منقلة مناطق لكن منقلة كان له تاريخ يعني تاريخ شباب بتاع منقلة has been known very notoriously known to be the most كانت عاصمة لكن كمان هي واحد من المناطق اللي يعني ظهر فوقه أبطال كان في تاريخ تا history تا Equatorians. فللأسف هسه لما أنا شفت المنظر ده يعني تأسفت شديد إنه الناس زي يعني ده يعني the way how they are showing themselves to us. وده أنا داير خليه يكون كنقطة انتباه لكل استوائي. الآن عشان كده أنا قبل قاعد نقول في تشويش وفي manipulation وفي حاجة اسمها exploitation على أساس هم يلعبوا في عقول تا استوائيين على أساس إن استوائيين إحنا كلنا جنوبيين كلنا متضررين يعني عندنا ناس هنا قاعدين يتحجروا. لكن كنت شفت هسه في كلام تامر لما قاعد يدي بطاطين وحاجات دي لناسهم في جوا منقلة. وتخيل ناس ديل من دينكابور وهم قاعدين يقولوا قال دينكابور يا قاعد يجيب أبقار. وفي نفس الوقت تجي تلقى ثاني دينكا قالوا مرة ده قال من دينكا أبيي. تلقى بعد شيء تلقى قال ناس دينكا تا بحر الغزال ما متفقين مع دينكا تابور. فأنت بتفهموا هنا شنو مفترض نفهم إنه ده تشويش. They want to play in our heads إنه هم الدينكا ذاتهم مختلفين مع بعض. لكن كان جد في الجد لما دينكاو يكون في خطر وتعب هم يا بيقفوا معاهم. فهمت؟ يعني هسه في منظر تامر ده و she's standing up I will try Uncle Lemule yes يعني
they know what they're doing. Okay, Attica?
يعني
they know what they're doing.
exactly.
يعني this woman it has a setup.
actually ده مرسلين من جهاز الأمن بتاع ناس
كير didn't come there إلا بعد دراسة ومن قعدوا عملوا دراسات. This is a point toward a big one. This is a step toward a big one. Okay, can Yamade keep silent when Mamul on objections? Okay, the next round will be this and that. A kind of plan that has been set up. So people have to watch out. Such kind of things, and people have to criticize this immediately. Whatever
exactly.
it is. Madururi takunenda goa. When you speak, sometimes when you speak, people will listen. And people will start arguing with each other. So there is a power in speaking. Again, if you keep silent, the next day, I'll accrue the BG, we'll have tani, another game again. The next thing, Jayamil. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. أنا كنت بس قاعد نعمل حاجة هنا. Let me give a call to Uncle Lumele. I don't know what happened to Hadassah. Her network kind of dropped.
Is Hadassah there? Okay.
She dropped.
How will you deal with this? How will you deal with it?
Oh, you're here. All right.
I don't know why I got dropped. Maybe the network or something.
Hadassah? Harrison,
Yeah.
can I hear from you? You know, what can you do? You know, with somebody who's speaking, you know, in the publics, you know, all of a sudden he comes to speaking in his own mother tongue. You know, what do you expect?
لغة الأم. Yeah.
You know, making sure that, you know, having noticed that the guy knows the communication language. You know, it's not a primitive who
But they
came from
prefer to
village.
speak, yeah, in their own native.
So how will you? What is the best way of how Equatorian would have behaved? I mean, that kind of behavior, this kind of behavior, how could they? I mean, act toward that? Thank you.
ردة فعل بتاعهم بيكون شنو أو their response, Equatorial response to such behavior. What is it? Go ahead, Hadassah. It's your turn.
Yeah, I was thinking that for me, I just like think that these people of Mangala should have been enraged. They could have, they should take it as offensive, really think, because at the end of the day, you cannot go to Bor or to Malakal or to any parts of these people who came from this such region and speak your own language and address your people. First of all, that we don't even go over there. However, if we have ظروف حتى لو ظروفنا ذات بقى قدر شنو, we don't leave our territory, we don't leave our land, we don't go to people, we don't flood to people, you know. We are people of dignity, you know, unlike them who are undignified, just ready to move and go, you know. So and create a certain situation in certain people's home. So I feel like these people should have gotten enraged, especially uh, uh, the leaders over there in Juba. You know, they should have even first of all get enraged by this. You know, those people who are calling themselves leaders of Equatoria. You know, they should have just addressed this issue and tell this lady that is I don't know, she's one of those people that are also doing exploitation on the on the market.
Yeah. Achai Awir her name. Yeah, the lady. And they say she's mixed with Equatorian. And the funny thing, she don't even help her people. She shouldn't help our Equatorian brothers, but she go and help. She ally herself with her uncles or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, basically she's just a tag along with Kira, you know, just a mistress of Kira. I think that's what people are saying. So and then she's been,
That's correct.
she's just been used in another form as like, you know this money that they looting and
They
stealing.
spread it around among themselves. Yeah.
And that, you know, she's been fed and been used at the same time, been given money to go and give his people, saying that she's doing donation and helping their people and stuff like that. This claim they're making that that Achawir is doing a good thing, she's a
Just
good example,
humanitarian.
she's helping people of South Sudan, but no, she's not helping South Sudanese. She's helping only her tribe,
Dinka tribe. Yeah.
only the Dinka tribe. You know, that's what she's doing. And yeah, just she's just a concubine that is basically has been used, you know, just a sellout concubine that has a you know, like she's like Hamad is Equatorian, but then she's, you know how these things goes. You go with the power, where the power is, you forget where, you know, your other side, the weaker side is, and then you go with the power. That's what she's basically doing, you know. Yeah.
It's very shameful, I know. Oh, the question Ali CJ Sal about the language, those all they didn't be language tao. I think did you answer it? I don't know if you answered it.
How do you react? How do you react?
reaction المفترض يكون شنو استوائين. You know, خاصة يعني في منقلة طبعا الناس كل قاعدين يتكلموا هناك عربي وناس كارو speakers they speak, you know, لغة يعني لغة بواحد, you know, كاروز still لكنهم بيتكلموا عربي جوبا ده is very popular there. So how do you supposed for them to do? What's supposed for them? Like هم كان مفترض يعملوا شنو من الناحية بتاعهم. Hello?
Yeah. CJ, I think then his network or something.
Yeah, go ahead. Just meet me.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's a situation of these people creating another Dinka state or Dinka village over there or country over there. You know, it's like you know, Equatorians. First of all, I want Equatorians use my kalamde. Okay, if it's an Equatorian to Equatorian, you know, having a little bit of misunderstanding, you see Equatorians getting so enraged and fight with each other and stuff like that with all their might, right? So
would have been two people, but
yeah, two people, just two tribes, even the same family of the same nation of Equatoria, you know. And Zola Almabiaf Gal Equatoria that was existing as a nation, we just been joined together. Hear it today, Equatoria is a nation by itself. It's just during colonialism, gum, you know, like del sour. Sorry?
أنا قلت sorry قسمونا. Yeah, لما colonials جا قسمونا.
Yeah. So yeah, they tag us with these people together, but it to show, you know, إحنا شكلنا كيف different, how we behave, you know, how our languages are even connected with each other, you know. You can even tell, you know, the difference so easily. That's why we cannot even, you know, combine ourselves with these manas. They have a unity or coming together. They might work. You know, we are not the same people. We are people of a different traits, different cultures, different mindset. So, Anabas Garigul, you know, this should not be allowed. You know, she should be told, whether in a harsh way or whether in a nice way, she should be told. If she's going to address people, you know, these Equatorians after Kashimkon, you know, start speaking out. If these people are there, they have to speak to people in public. They should speak in a language where everybody could understand. If this is the unity that they want, they're talking about, then they should be speaking to people in one language, you know. They should not be coming there for Betzol and then you want to act like you own Beta Zolde, you know. How can you be treated as a slave to Beta? And you still, you know, it is still Lisa, you know, it is still Lisa guy the praise master there, you know. How can you allow that to happen? So I feel like they just should reject this kind of behavior. They should not accept it, you know. They should
So,
go as far as even writing letters, you know, complaining to where this woman has come from. You know, this woman is such a disgrace, even, you know. I don't even know, you know.
so
It
It's just
is.
such
It
a
is.
disgrace to Equatoria, really.
تداخل ده
The mother that has nursed you, brought you up, is an Equatorian. This is what you do to your own people. She's just such a disgrace, to be honest.
How about the 3 months have already gone? Remember that, you know, they say they are going to be there for 3 months, and there was that governor who gave them that okay. I wonder, you know, what will be in your minds, you know, as a response, you know, to such kind of individuals. كيف ترد ردي فعلك بالكلام ده شنو مثلا؟ نازل الدوم 3 شهور and no please, you know, allow us in and then you know, we have disaster, so في امطار جاي وده, but please اسمعوا لنا نقعد 3 شهور and نرجع. So today it's almost 9 months, if not 6, you know. So what will you do, you know, most probably if you was one of the, you know, Mangala citizens, I mean, and then residents, that is supposed, you know, inhabitants, and if at all, as somebody responsible, what will you do? Under the ongoing conditions that, you know, there was an agreement, a treaty, an agreement being set, and the guys didn't even write any appeal that, oh, okay, sorry, we're going to delay. You know, I understand we're approaching the 3 months and we may not find a way of how to get back. Please allow us to have Kaza 2 days or 2 weeks more, and also there's no any excuse. They just kept staying. You know, as a human being, there's one concept, there's something in human being. تعرف كيف بيقولوا انه شنو there was a history that been told to me by an elder. قالوا انه شنو كان دقوا زول بعربيه وزول دقوا مثلا قتلوه. You know, when somebody got hit by a car, instantly will be taken to jail. They will take him to jail. You know, the police will take him instantly to jail. بديو في حراسه مباشره. Do you know why the reason is that? قالوا بيقولوا, you know, to keep him out of any revenge من الجروب ده. تعرف كيف؟ So it shows what I mean here. مغزى بتاع الكلام بتاعي هنا. Imagine, of course, after 7 days or 2 weeks, people will start forgetting. You understand? As you can see, events in our life here, when events took place, you have somebody all of a sudden who got in an accident or something, or let's say lost. Then suddenly, after a while, you know, when it takes a month, 40 days and all that, you know, you could see people start forgetting. So that means it may take you for granted. So situation like Al-Gadiasal Mangala may take us for granted. So how can we react on that? I understand that, you know, those people of Mangala, they are powerless. On Maindum, you know, power. But no, make no mistake, you know, even a simple guy, قالوا شنو القوانين قدر يلعب دور. And small animals did beat the big, you know, elephant. So how will you act here? Let me know. Ratika as well. Let me know what's
Can
your
you
point
can
of
you
view.
repeat your question again? Sorry, I got interrupted. Can you repeat your question? انت قلت الفيل
Yeah.
ماله؟
لا بتاعت الفيل، انه انا قلت الفيل الحاجه الصغيره دي في الفيل، عارف كيف؟ يعني a simple thing can even defeat the elephants. Understand?
Yeah, I agree. It's not about
What I
the
mean, what I mean
strength.
by this, what I mean here is that I know people of Mangala. They are not in power. They are not holding guns, as I've said, like the way how Dinka and Nuer are today holding the guns. Umaniao, they are the security, they are the police, they are the army, and it's similar to what Jalaba was doing to us. Today, this is the situations. Irrespective of that, what I'm saying, irrespective بغض النظر عن and what they are holding, if it is a gun, whatever it is, a small guy, you are capable of, when you're the inhabitants, when you're the owner, كانت صاحب الحق, if you're the owner of the rights, you can be able, انت ممكن تغلبه بلسانك باي اسلوب، انت ممكن تغلبه بغض النظر انه حتى هو مرقق بالسلاح، irrespective انه كله عنده اسلحه no, you still have a power.
حقيقة.
So that's what I'm saying. So هنا في حالة ده what can we do بالنسبة للسؤال اللي هو نازل قالوا we are here for 3 months عندنا we have a flood in our area, we have a disaster, please allow us to stay 3 months. Yet to this day احنا ما سمينا, we didn't hear any response من الناس اللي جابون المنكوبين ديل الديسبليس اللي جابوهم هناك to stay in Mangala. They have never been back, neither they have written any letter للgovernor ده and asking for additional days. Remember, this is a violation. After these violations, what are people of Mangala supposed to do? From my perspective, those people are supposed to be fined. You understand? They're supposed to be fined. نقول انه الارض انتوا قاعدين فوق ده دي ارض بتاع زول, you have to pay him. You understand? That would have been the language. انه الارض ده انت لازم تدفع, you have to pay for it. زي انه عندنا مثلا تيجي تاخد بقرات بتاعك في محل بتاع زول تاني, and then ده ما ملكك, ده ملك بتاعي. My best way is that انا بقول لك انك لازم تدفع لي قروش محل انت قاعد فوق ده. It's over, and I've given you 3 months. It's no longer, because it's become like a rent, like a rental property. So those people are supposed to be treated in that manner, and not treated as if they are in a wrong place. The mahal bitam, those are not your property. This is a property of people of Pankal. You understand? So the governor, our Zoltani should take an action, because by then بيترتب عليه شنو؟ as long as they stay بيكون في قروش عليهم. هم بيدفعوا لحد كانوا بعد بكره ولا بعد بكره. Whatever tax. How long they stay there? It has to be calculated. Mangala, at the last of the day, you owe us this amount of money. That is the way how you have to behave مع زول الكيشة وزول الراس القوي وزول العمل الأزهر. Thank you.
Just a reminder. Okay, انت قاعد تتكلم انا ما كنت عايز افهم السؤال دايركت عشان نقدر ندي جواب, لكن بس كلام بسيط هنا. انت قاعد تتكلم عن
السؤال بتاعي شنو مع مشكلة بتاع منقلة. الناس اللي ما جابوا في منقلة كانوا اوكي ومن جو في منقلة. They're supposed to get out after 3 months period. It's unfortunate. To this day, they're still there. It could be 6 months or 9 months. Now, what's your response to that? How can you act as a citizen? It's a citizen, inhabitant بتاع منقلة. Right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I'm gonna اسمع guy. انت قلت how can you act?
Inhabitant بتاع منقلة. It's a governor بتاع inspector, whatever it is. It is almost all بتاع منقلة. What will you do? That's my question.
Okay. Hadassah, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I can go, so you can go first if you do, because you haven't really been answering.
Yeah, thank you. My point is, I'll say this, like Kalambita Gabrisha CJ mentioned, God leaders, all those, this is another issue to Equatorians. We really lack leaders. We lack leaders to the core, لحد باطن الأرض ذاته بنقول ما عندنا leaders, لأنه it's not about we don't have leaders. It's just leaders اللي مفترض يكونوا ما قاعد يكونوا في الشاشة. يلا تلقى الليدرز اللي بيختطفوا النهاية ده الليدرز بس تاع ظروف. ده الليدرز مثلا تقول يعني آه يعني الحركة الشعبية أو الناس دي اللي كونهم، لكن كان جد في جد إحنا كاستوائيين you know we did not do anything in that matter. زي ما أنت قلت في خلل في مجتمعنا. الخلل ده بيجي من عدة نتائج عشان نقدر نديك جواب بتاعي لناس سيناء ده يعملوا شنو، ناس منقرة. واحد من الخلل اللي أنا شايفه في وضع استوائيين، هم مفترض يعني لما يكون ما في قائد، انتوا ما عندكم قائد كده معروف publicly known. What you need to do is that you need to actually take up فيك تعمل في echo، فيك تعمل هنا mute.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that me? I'm sorry.
Yes please. في لأنه قاعد نسمع echo. So مفترض تعمل شنو؟ مفترض في الناحية ده انتوا تاخذوا كإجراءات، يعني زي أننا قاعد نقوم بيقولوا grass root، because grass root من هم الجراس روت؟ من هم الجذور بتاع المجتمع؟ هم المواطنين، الأساس. نرجع للأساس. الأساس هم لما نشوف في حاجة لازم يتكلموا، لازم يكونوا مهتمين. زي يوم ده أنا وريت قلت الدولة، تكوين الدولة هو ما موضوع بتاع إنه أنا الدولة خليه يديني كل شيء. أنا مفترض بسأل نفسي ما هو مطلوب مني كمواطن عشان أقدر أعمله من أجل دولة بتاعي. This is what even John Kennedy said it. Don't ask what you can, don't ask what your country can do for you, but ask what can you do for your country. يعني لازم تعمل حاجة لمصلحة شعبك. فin this position once الشعب بيكون عنده الوعي والفهم على مسؤولية بتاعهم، إنه مسؤولية بتاعي أنا صاحب الأرض، أنا صاحب المنطقة، أنا من أبناء المنطقة، أنا what I have to do، أعمل دفاع بتاعي. I understand our people there even though they don't have the like المجالات اللي بيقدر يخليهم يقدر يعرفوا أهمية بتاع أرضهم، لكن هم من خلال حياتهم هناك البسيط هم فاهمين أهمية الأرض ده شنو وأهمية البلد شنو. عشان كده تلقاهم هم منزعجين، يعني في تاني بيتمردوا. فلكننا عاوزين لما نحن ناخد جهة بتاع سلاح أو جهة بتاع أخذين القرار الأخير، لازم يكون كلنا فاهمين وعندنا كل الجوانب واضح. يعني مثلا في ناحية بتاع هسه أنا قاعد نتكلم في وضع منقلة، في شخصيات اللي قاعدين في السلطة وما نركز دي قبيلة. يعني طبعا في ناس بيحاولوا يخطوها كقبيلة معينة أو حتى عمل جاب دينكا ده هناك، لأن طبعا هسه في فتن داري قومو كان في جوا منقلة من خلال حاجة ده. لكن كان رجعنا لأساس القضية، نلقى إنه الدينكا قدر يلعب دور بتاع شنو divide and rule among Equatorian. يعني هو عاوز يقسم الاستوائيين بقى للقبائل. عشان كده اليوم بقى في نمط ثاني جديد ظهر. عشان كده قبل قاعد نقول في exploitation، في ناحيه من يعني التشويش في عقول هنا ده ايكوتوريان، حتى في رؤيه بتاعنا استغلال. ايوه استغلاليه، وبعدين في كمان تشويش which is manipulation and also mind manipulation, and if you can call it even disinformation, misinformation. all these things بتطبق على حاجه exploitation ده استغلال. مع الاستغلال لازم يلعب كل الجهات، ما هيكون بس حاجه واحده، وهيركز في كل الجهات، وخاصه انه بيركز على مشاعر بتاعك، وبعدين بيلعب كمان في ناحيه بتاع عقل بتاعك. كانوا قدر على عقلك you are defeated. ده one of the thing. عشان كده حتى قاعدين يقولوا الصراع بتاعنا في البايبل، بيقول الصراع بتاعنا ما دم ولحم، بل ما قوه خارجيه غير ما بيشوفوها. ف the same thing today, the evil ones who are now trying to manipulate Equatorian are doing this in Equatorian. يا هسه منقلة بقى مركز بتاع شنو. This is one of the area وفعلا هو مكان مهم. انا ده نقول Equatorian that's the most important territory في Equatoria، لانه كان ناس منقلة قدر stand up and tell these people need to go back. There is no tolerance في الكلام ده. احنا ما دايرين نقو هناك، لأننا اهم ناس who's our priority. اهميه بتاعنا، الاولويه بتاعنا هم المواطنين اللي طردهم في سنترال ايكوتوريا، ويست ايكوتوريا، ايست ايكوتوريا. ديل كان هم مطرودين. منقلة بيقدر يكون يا مكان اللجوء لهم، بدل يمشي ليوغندا، كينيا، كونغو، مضطر يكون ده مكان اللجوء لهم، لان احنا بنعرف قبائل ده كله هم عندهم الاستعداد وانس مناطقهم بقى فوق امن هم راجعين فوق وماشيين يبنوها. لكن ناس جهه على النيل ده
That's correct.
when they come to your territory they will not leave. ده حاجه معروف. عشان كده انت شايف في اكستنشن. بعدين اللعبه جاي من الناس اللي عينوهم من الحركه الشعبيه. الشخصيات السخيفه اللي هسه بيقولوا هم governors وهم mayors، ناس ديل هم ياو طلعوا العملاء، يعني ناس اللي خونة اللي selling us out and they're trying hard even though هم بيعملوا حرم، لانه هم اول عندهم الجبن، ده one of the thing عندهم، اول هم جبناء بحقيقه، هم من اجبن الشخصيات في الدنيا because ما في زول بيوطي كرامه بتاعه. he will lower his honor and dignity for a job عشان يجي يكس، يعني بدون مؤاخذه زي الامريكان بيقول كيس اس بتاع واحد اللي ما، يعني زي بيقولوا كلامات امريكان ده يعني بيبوس المؤخره بتاع القاعد يذله عشان يقدر شنو، يقدر يكون عنده وظيفه، واهله هنا قاعدين يقتلوهم يدبحوهم وهو هنا قاعد يسكت. حتى لما الشكل القام في منقله كان they did not even care. حتى مشكله احداث اللي حصل في سنترال إكواتوريا وجد في كثير ديل ما قدروا حتى يوروا فعلا هم قاده، بالعكس هم قاده اونلي صوره مظهر، لانه عينوهم من شخصيات اللي عارفين ناس زي جبناء وناس زي بيقدر شنو يخدم مصالح بتاعهم الخاص. عشان كده هسه وطنوا الدينكا، والدينكا اليوم بقى يجبروا حالهم باللغه بتاعهم، بقى يتكلموا قدامهم بينبزهم بيشتمهم قدامهم باللغه بتاعهم، والهنا الاستواء هنا بيسكت قال يا اخي ما ناس ما بيعرف عربي. منو قال لك؟ they know Arabic. هم كان لما الشماليين كان قاعد يجي قاعد يفتشهم لما الحرب بتاع شمال وجنوب السودان ده كان كيف؟ هم بيعرفوا عربي. حتى لما كان قاعد يقولوا قال يا اخي في ناس قاعد يبيعوا مع بيت وقت ذاك لما خواجات اكتشفوا يا زاد قاعد يبيعوا بعض عشان يطلعوا قروش عشان يعملوا حالهم هم هنا. ده كيف؟ ما ده كله من الجيم اللعبات ده. so they know Arabic. ما يقول لي احنا حتى اليوم كان انت في يوغندا، انت كان ما بتعرف، انت ثلاثه من بوندو مشيت يوغندا you might know English، وانت كان حتى ناس في يوغندا مولودين في يوغندا مولودين بيعرفوا لغه يوغندا they speak Arabic. ما يقول لنا قال انه ما بيقدروا، ده بس هم استهتارين عشان بيجي يوروا حالهم السياده بتوع شنو باللغه بتاعهم. فمانجلا people must stand clear take an action by taking this message اللي بنتكلم هسه ده، ونتمنى هم لو ناس تانيين بيشارك
It shouldn't be okay, Attica. Yeah, let me interact. You know, there's one point. They shouldn't act as individuals, but as group. ناس Mangala, people have to act as a group. ناس لازم يتحركوا كجماعة وليس كأفراد. الفرد الواحد ما بيعمل شيء، اليد الواحد قال ما بصفي، لكن لو تحركنا جماعيا بنقدر ندي أثر كبير. حتى لو رسائل اكتبوا رسالة لكير ده قول له اسمع نازل كان جو هنا، انت جبت النازل هنا، عاوزين النازل يطلعوا، زمن بتاعهم جاء خلاص يطلعوا. ما دون ذلك هنا هنكون شنو، نازل حيدفع في محل من قاعدين فوقه ده، هيكون في ضرائب، هيكون في دفع ضرائب.
نعم العب كل طريقه يس. وكان ما دفعوا ضريبه طوالي مطلوب عليهم
امشوا بالقنوات الرئيسيه، تعرف عندكم المنظمات الدوليه دي موجوده هناك، والنازل كله هناك، فورورد اوراق بتاعكم وديوا اوراق ده لكل جهات ديل، قول له يا اخي النازل كان جو هنا لشنو؟ لانهم كانوا بكارثه، كانوا منكوبين. هؤلاء الناس حاليا الزمن جاء خلاص يرجعوا. عارف كيف؟ هسه النازل عاوزين يمشوا يقعدوا هناك، هم هسه بعد شويه يتداخلوا مع اطفالنا ونساوينا وبناتنا، وبعد شويه يقول انه ايه هنا نسبان وكلام فاضي. وي دونت وانت ذات. هؤلاء الناس ما قاعد يقبلونا في المناطق بتاعهم، احنا اديناهم محل او اللي هو بورده، ناس زي ما بيقولونا هناك اللي بيمشي هناك بيقتلوه. all this you have to put it in writing, put it out للبريزيدنت بتاعهم ده، قول لهم واكتبوا هناك.
ما محتاج بريزيدنت يمشي، شفت زي انت قلت ينشموا للناس المسؤولين تاع المتحده، ما في هسه في مسؤولين يعني المسؤولين الامم المتحده بياخذوا في اوراق
نادي عادل ده هناك، نادي ده عاوزينه تعال انت كنت عملت واحد ما
لكن انا بشوف في هذا الشخص هو عنده
جدارة. عاوزين نزرع فوقه، عاوزين نعمل فوقه اي حاجه، عاوزين نعمل this is our land، عاوزين نعمله this is our land.
عشان ما نطول بس ده نقول ده نتكلم. تفضلي.
While you guys answered the question, while you guys answered that, by saying, Ali, you need to, act as not as an individual, but as a whole, and write letters, to Salva Kiir and, all these places. But also at the same time, CJ has mentioned that there's a weakness, that, our people don't have the power and stuff like that. But also we know that these people has a disconnect in between them, right? Either whether they will say that Kir has given a decree or Kir has said this, but these people are not acting on it, they're not moving. We have seen this in other regions before. Or else you write a letter to Kir, we've seen that, some Equatorian people, as far as diaspora here, wrote letters to Kir before about the cows, the munumunu, but nothing has happened. They're not going to do something else. But also, you guys have mentioned that these people, Etika, you've mentioned that they come to stay, they will not leave. So,
Oh, they are occupiers.
so in this, what would be the good, the benefit of writing letter to, when you just, your words are falling in the deaf ears? What would be the like the benefit of writing letter if you
I
don't
can
believe?
answer you this.
Okay. Let me tell you. The point is that, the more you put the letters over there, that will be for record. You understand? That will be for record. For over years, those letters will be pulled out. One day, all those things will be brought up, and they will be judged for that, because one day there will be a law and order in that country. Today, there's no law and order. There's no security. There's everything. But through the letters that you write, the more you throw the letters out there, the more served you are. But when you keep silent, like a matter of marriage when Rajal Umara, if I were to ask a lady and asma, and then the woman went on silent. That means it was all all right. So people shouldn't be silent. Thank you.
Okay, بس إضافة لكلامك سيجي وفي كلامك حداثة. I agree with you. Letter ده في شنو لكن زي ما قال سيجي it's a record, only a record. but ما تنسى كمان في letter ده لما تكتب يكتب كمان رسالة قوية، ما رسالة بتاع apology. لأن أنا شايف في مرات في misunderstanding among our people. يعني أنا شفت حاجات في كل الجهات. أنا متذكر في incident happened years ago. I know أشخاص هم لما رسلوا جواب كان مفترض يرسلوا international community. لما أنا استغربت، أنا قلت لهم يا أخي كير ده غير شرعي. Kir is not a president. So why you guys are even giving him the letter? You just have to go and denounce him and denounce what the abuse اللي حصل. قتلوا فوق الطلبة وكلام مدينة. أنا قلت في مدينة كان موجودة. فأنا قلت it's better for them to kind of like refuse that, reject it. Sadly they did not. They went with it. It was an apology. It sounds like they were apologetic to him, to the oppressor, and more about looking at بس خلي شيل الناس. يعني هسه انا داير خليهم ما يقولوا يا اخي شيلوا الناس بطريقه تحنيه وكده. قول له اسمع هي first of all ان اديناكم extension. عندنا في ناس متضررين، اهميه اولويه بتاعهم هم دايرينهم نجيبهم هنا. خليه بقى من انتوا هناك. This territory belongs to us. لانه الناس بقى تكلم حسب في لغه كمان طالع من الدينكا قال يا اخي من قال ده اصلا كان belong to them. And I've heard, I think you have heard some people talking about it في social media.
الحرامي بيمشي في محل بقول ده محله. انت فهمت علي؟
Yes. انا فاهم. Yeah, بعدين نقول في الناحيه ده we have to be very careful. فالجواب اللي يكون مفترض يكون جواب شديد اللهجه، لكن كمان احترام فوق احترام. يعني احترام على اساس انه احنا من منطقه ده، احنا بندي كل زول حقه حتى لو انه بنختلف معك. لكن one thing, if you need to respect my right and my territory. Today هم هسه عملوا شنو في خلال كلامته. انا ساتشاي ده قبالي كان شفت الفيديو ده. she was like هم قال حتى الزول ده اللي استوائي جاي يقول له قال يا اخي مفترض تتكلم بروتان بلغه بنقدر نفهمه، لغه عربي او انجليزي، عشان لانه في ناس ما بيفهم. لانه هم كانوا كضيوف، اصحاب البلد كانوا ضيوف جو في وسط الدينكا ده، والدينكا كانوا يرتنوا الروتان ده كله لحد ما في النهايه يلا. طبعا اتشاي حتى ما تشوف اتشاي ignored the guy. she was insulted, like it was kind of humiliating him. It's like we don't care. وده هي قال خليطه مع استوائيه. but look at the way how she behaved. anyway, point short, story short. يعني هسه الشباب طبعا قالوا في سلاطين، كان في سلاطين هناك هم لازم يقعدوا يقولوا اسمع احنا عاوزين هسه من وقت ده تبدوا تعملوا برنامج لبور. ما تقعدوا نديكم 3 كان شهر ذاته بس تقول لهم شهر يرجعوا. حتى في مخيمات ما عندهم مخيمات، انتوا فيكم تبنوا بعد تبنوا بيتكم هناك. وعاوزين اللي بيقولوا شنو الحركه الشعبيه ما يتدخل. يعني الناس SPLA وما يتدخلوا في موضوع الاراضي بتاعنا، لانه كانوا يتدخلوا ده معناته اعلان حرب ضد إيكاتوريا. بعد كده انا بقول إيكاتوريا عندهم حق، يعني الناس التمنقله عندهم حق يسلوا حالهم and they have to figure a best way to get these people out. لكن شنو اهم شيء ما ندور مواطنين because I know they can do that to us. طبعا هم done that to us، لكن عاوزين نوري انه احنا we are more respectful to human rights than them. These people don't respect human rights. هؤلاء الناس لازم يرجعوا للتريتوري بتاعهم باي طريقه. كيف؟ ما يقعدوا هناك يطولوا وقت يقول يا اخي يلا دنيا يعملوا لهم مشاريع جديد. We cannot accept مشاريع ده. This if she want to do it, let her start by building the territory of Bor هناك whatever, and then they can go and get a business over there. لكن ما يعملوا business في جوا منطقه اللي هم شافوا خلاص مكان ده جاهز. This is what they're doing. لما يلقوا مكان جاهز now they want to settle. كان ما جو ببقر هم بيجوا ببشريه بتاعهم. كان ما جو ببشريه بتاعهم بيجوا بالجيش. شفت كيف؟ فاللعبات ده كله واضح لاستوائيين. احنا كاستوائيين حسه من حال الوقت. شفت منقله هسه في وقوف تا منقله كشباب تا منقله والشعب تا منقله كان وقفوا وقفه صحيحه. This is the beginning of the turning of the situation لمصلحه إيكواتوريا. إيكواتوريا لانه كان منقله قدر يطلع نفسه من ورطه ده ويتوحدوا على اساس ان ابناء إيكواتوريا ما يشوف بعضهم انا بارياوي انا منداري انا كان بقى براوي ولا انا بقى فجلاوي ولا انا بقى من كاكوا ولا كوكو ولا انا بقى من زاندي ولا انا بقى من مرو ولا بقى من ايست إيكواتوريا هناك ناس لتوكا. No, we are all Equatorian. If they look at themselves in that way عشان يوصل لمرحله بتاع نجاح لوحده بتاع لانقاذ مستقبلنا القدام, that's when you see Equatoria is going to the right direction. لان احنا ما نعتمد لميليشيات السياسيه اللي هسه ماشيين على المنهج السياسي.
كلام اوكي اتيكا
Yeah.
كلام لي وننطبق على لا منقله بس all over
ما انا قلت
Equatoria.
منقل هو بيبدا.
That is what you know. It's all over Equatoria. That's what they are supposed to do for those guys. لأنه those guys, I wonder why are they still in the UN, United Nations campsites as this place when Dinka and Nuer are the most people who are enjoying life in Equatoria today or in South Sudan in general. Many are the ones who are enjoying this life. Why are those people still there? Why wouldn't they go back? You know, the peace is holding. Why wouldn't they go back? That's the question. You know, Nazil, they have been brought there for a reason. You know, they're the most luxurious, they're the most beneficiary today in from UN, United Nations. تعرف كيف? Unlike the Equatorian ناسا مزبلينهم. تعرف كيف? They own of the land, مزبلينهم. على new occupiers, ناسا لسه occupiers, they هم the one benefiting. عندهم أطفال بتاعهم قاعد يلدوهم في محلات المخيمات ديل هناك قاعد يجيبوا لهم أكلات وأي حاجة أول أكل بيجيبوا كل شيء من they are مرتاحين جدا جدا. So نازل هناك for a reason. And they will always play it that way. أنه المنطقة بتاعهم ما آمن. بور ما آمن وأنا بارك بحر الغزال ما آمن. That is all nonsense. You know, دينكا ونوير هم اليوم يتعمل governor. When they participate in the governorship, they're supposed to go back to a respective area. By now, we wouldn't have seen them. Nazil kul lajiin, I know they were lajiin. They take their times, we respect that. But why wouldn't they go?
Yeah, sorry. Shamane got that on timing. And then they get to the next question عشان بعدين نقدر finalize. أنا بشكر الناس اللي حضروا.
في واحد قبل سأل كلاوزية.
أنا ديت أنا حكيت معه قلت ديت link لكن can anybody that want to come in there is good. I have the link. I put the link down. But go ahead, Hadassah. Yeah, don't worry. The link is down there.
Into the answer. Yeah, thank you. I'm saying that, you know, since, you know, in combination of the answers that you guys have given, yes, it's true that, you know, one of it that, you know, Equatorians, we have found, you know, maybe the fact that, you know, they are silent because Equatorians have found themselves in a weaker position whereby, you know, they feel like they don't have power and stuff like that. They feel like if they speak, they will be like, you know, marginalized or killed and stuff like that, but which is already happening, whether you speak or not. But I'm just thinking that, like you said, you know, these people, when they come, they're not leaving and stuff like that. They come to stay. I'm thinking that if, and CJ mentioned that, you know, people are powerless, you know. I'm thinking that if we think that we are powerless and Equatorians now know themselves that they're in a position whereby in a weak position they don't have the power to say anything, maybe it is time that Equatoria should turn around and say that, okay, we fought together, we have created this nation together, and now you turn around and you are abusing us and you want us to be silent. You know, you're killing us, you are, you know, it's like threatening us, you know. So maybe it's time for us, since this is happening, maybe it's time for us to separate ourselves from you and create our nation and go back to our nation as Equatoria, because we cannot take this from you. Maybe it's time, you know, instead of
it is.
Yeah, maybe instead of dwelling
it's not even a maybe, it's a time now. It's time.
So instead of accepting to be exploited, you know, Zolit Fale Gurush, who matter you always begging, you know, seeking to get a job under this person. Maybe, I mean, sorry, like you should be thinking like you know, like Etika said, you should be thinking a little bit, this is my Equatoria. Zol ma yiji min bara to, you know, to abuse me, to exploit me, to silence me, to kill me, to displace me, you know. Yerhal min makano yiji make my place as his place. Maybe, I mean, it's time for us, you know, to stand together and decide to drive these people out and fight for liberty, fight for independence of Equatoria, and say that we're not taking this. I think this is the time for us. This is a good reason for us really to separate ourselves from North then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, في كلام في تاني كلام أنا دايركم تسألكم أنا داير ندي هنا في. Then I want to comment about some comment there, but let me just a question. في اتنين question. طبعا exploitation is still. I wanted to also ask you on that. في اتنين سؤال. السؤال الثاني هو في ناحية بتاع اليوم انت كان لاحظتها. أنا صراحة this is one thing I noticed. أنا أشوف رأيكم شنو في الاكسبلويتيشن اللي جاي من جهتين. جهة الحركة الشعبية ويعني مش جهتين، جهات كمان فينا نقول يعني from different different sections. One of them it come from the SPLM. SPLM is manipulating some of these weakling by saying that and I'm sorry to call them those are weakling because they believe in this idea of hina kulana junubin, we're one people, and then coming up also with the IO used Equatoria and is still using some Equatorians in the barracks today in those containment places, you know, fighting for IO. I don't know why, because this is ridiculous. Those guys, you have known what they did to us. They're using us only to be the tail, so we can get them what they want, and then they will throw us in the side. حاجة getting عملوا من زمان. That's why كان شكل بتاع رياض مشهر مع getting is not new, because everybody want power. Getting هو عامل نفسه هو the mighty king until ما 2005. That's when he end. ربنا وراه إنه there is no ما في زول king إلا ربنا. The guy gone, but Riek Machar is still playing the same tactic. He didn't learn to be humble. And then he used Equatorian يلا قام قال فدرالية. Equatoria وقف فدرالية ده زي دبان وقف في عسل. والمهم فدرالية بتاعنا ده هسه it causes even the problem because هنا we need to focus on the land, not the federalism. كل زول يرجع territory تاعه start building it. Then we can have our form, our own institution. But المهم حاجات دي كتير mistakes حصل. One of them المانيبيوليشن اللي قاعد يحصل من الجروب ده يلا تاني هسه في oppositions من كل الجهات. أنا صراحة I have to be honest with myself. I'm not attacking anyone in person ولا attacking anyone in their characters. لكن أنا قاعد look today you could see even يعني التكتيك بتاع manipulation on Equatorians has been going on repeatedly. Equatorian لحد هسه ما قاعد learn. This is one thing I'm worried and I'm wondering why Equatorian ما قاعد learn from this abuse. يعني the same repeated behavior بتاع enemies بتاعهم will come back and exploit them and send them back with body back. I'll be send them, you know, to the destruction بتاعهم. يعني هسه في عدة أحزاب، you know، أحزاب ده بيطلعوا بكرة بنادي إيكواتوريا تعالوا هنا كلنا جنوبيين كلنا قاعدين السفر، وعشان تلقى هم يا بيكونوا in power أو هم بيكونوا get their benefit and then they leave us in the ground. So my question هنا, what makes Equatorians still follow such nonsense there? يعني such behavior بتاع, you know, abuse. And then second question is, as the international community لاحظتوا, they begin to play trick بتاع شنو؟ قال يا أخي let the peace continue. And Hassan his statement بتاعهم قريبات ده Troika, which I last week, I mean a couple of days ago, and I talked about it when I was by myself, that Troika was kind of like giving, you know, like what do you call a pat in the shoulder, and بيديك, you know, ضربة كده في كتف إنه oh yeah continue أنا معاك. يعني they are supporting this kid completely with رياك مشاعر على أساس إنه هم يمشوا بالسلام والسلام ده بطيء لكن يcontinue. Them أسأل السؤال هنا اللي بيسأل Equatorians, what we supposed to do في الناحية ده? You don't have to answer me what Equatoria is supposed to do, because these things we already know exactly what's the best way we can deal with it. لكن أنا داير نشوف من ناحية تاني إحنا كإيكواتوريان لما نشوف العالم كله يعني ignoring our pain, what we supposed to do in this side when we see everybody is not talking about our issues that strong while few are talking, but what's supposed to do? Do we supposed to continue silent like Gibelek Sejagal ولا نحن continue speaking loud and clear ونكونوا في the same page ولا أنت بتشوف في different way أفضل؟ وفي point I did two question أول Equatorian في ناحية international community, you know, by supporting this regime what's supposed to be done, and then السؤال الثاني لكم هو اسمه شنو ده؟ Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, about man, Can you remind this? And I don't get to see a lot of things I was thinking. You know, my bad. Hello, it's mine.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yeah, help me out here because I just kind of like video واحد كده video like sometimes you will lose your track. Yeah, and uh, anyway, the question, the two questions. But let me go to the one I wanted to talk about because this is funny. Sometimes people have to like this mind block. So I thought you guys are paying attention to my questions. So that's why I gave you the two questions. Anyway, the second question is about the international community. The first question was something about uh God of Israel. How I
International
forgot.
community, what should we do since they're ignoring us and they're not listening?
No, that's the second one, but the first
Yeah,
one.
that's the second.
No,
Yeah, I'm saying.
what Equatorians, what make Equatorians to be like a tail? You say.
Yes, thank you. Manipulation. Yes, thank you. That's why. So because yeah, the manipulation اللي قاعد يحصل ده الكتاب المفروض يعمل شنو كل يوم repeat the same. ناس repeat يعني الناس تلقى ناس opposition use them, a regime use them. Everybody's coming to Equatoria في أي وقت عشان يلعبوا في راسهم. What Equatoria need to do and what Equatoria need to understand from this. And then my point هنا في موضوع بتاع ميليشيات طبعا كثير ما أنا قاعد نسمع في comment. I know our sister Flora said we need to have militia and I agree. يلا في واحد هنا طبعا ده الناس اللي they just want to mock. Galu agree with Sister Flora, and I could say this to the guy. This is guy just mocking. هم ذاتهم عندهم قلب Equatorian. To be honest, it's not about they support us. It's just they want to mock us. أولا فأولا إحنا Equatorian, we're not gonna promote idea تاع ميليشيات يقوم وهم. We want to promote knowledge to our people. We want to promote understanding among our people. We want to promote to look forward to the future more than looking forward to making a fight first without knowing how the end game is going to be. يعني لما انت تبدو شكله لازم تكون لكم time to limit the fight and either you be victorious or you come up to compromise. But we will not compromise in this condition بتاعنا فوق Equatorian. What we want is our land. احنا قلنا land بتاعنا is everything. وفي وسائل كثيرة عشان نقدر نلقى land ده. One of them, it could be the most easiest way طبعا conflict. Make war, clear war. But it's gonna happen. Like in the first thing, we need to try other side. اللي ناس ما جربوها because في different ways to get there. عشان كده أنا قلنا we are confident of what's going on and what we're trying to do. At this moment أنا داير خليه كتوري يكون confident in knowing to gain knowledge about themselves. Instead احنا ندخل نشيل سلاح. بكره هسه كاننا شيلنا سلاح كلنا زي في ناس قال all the قبائل بسلاح. يلا بكره قبائل تاعنا كلها بقينا دولة. بقينا خلاص بقينا Equatorial territory free من non-Equatorian. How do Equatorian gonna act to themselves? بسلاح ده هسه كان في زول اختلاف بس شكله بقوم. So we don't want people to have gun without understanding. انت شايف هسه up and now they're living like wild beasts. with the weapon اللي موجود عندهم هناك they kill each other anytime. تلقى ده بيجي بشكل لما تلقى حتى مدني ساكت بيكل the other مدني عشان كلام بقرة أو كلام مرة أو كلام شنو هناك. We don't want this behavior. We want to have a law and order. ده أول شيء لازم نخطه في راسنا. To be as a civilized society, a civilization have to be built in law and order. ما be built in chaos and anarchy. ما بيبني على فوضى وإجرام وإرهاب وحاجات ده. أنا فاهم exactly إحنا في وضعياته but we have to also understand إحنا لازم نكون واعيين لأنه حتى كنت ضد الناس قلت لكم ما في ناس قاعدين يشاكلوا تحت هناك but are they really in harmony مع بعض؟ لأن تلقى في ناس تانيين مع آيو وفي تانيين قاعدين مع ياتو جروب يعني أنت ما بتعرف ذاته يعني إيكواتوريا بقى divided بأسلحة ده divided بقوة تاع ميليشيات so we don't want to follow militia على أساس إن إحنا نجي لأنه عندنا حاجة نعمل عندنا حق كل زول عنده حق عندنا حق كبير عشان نرفع سلاح لكن في وقت مناسب اللي بنقدر نشيل سلاح ده فوقه let it be known وخلي الانمي بتاعنا يعرفوا كويس انه we are not that easy عشان نقدر get defeated هم فيهم play all these cards بتاعهم already الكارت بتاعهم مكشوف but their time is gonna come when we say this الا كان ما في ربنا تا اسرائيل ده the God the living God ده والدم بتاع اجدادنا واهلنا اللي كبوتها ده كان ما دم بتاعهم رخيص قدام ربنا then the Dinka all this crime اللي عملوا فوقنا ده they will continue to control us, control our life, control our life until Yeshua Masih. But I'm telling you, Equatorian, we will get our land. But one thing we have to also understand, Equatorian لازم نصفي قلوبنا. فعلا في حاجة واحد ما بيعجبني هو لازم يكون لنا قلب نظيف. حاجات كراهية وغيرة وحسادة وأنانية وتكبر ده must be taken out completely. because this is one of the reasons. Don't think this is just something in the Bible written. No, this is something realistic in life. لأنه زول الغيور ما بيقدر يتعامل مع زول تاني غيره بيشوف نفسه، وزول الحسود ما بيقدر يتعامل مع زول تاني اللي بيحسد. So there is no cooperation. وهنا ما نخلي ده يكون طبيعة، ده ما يكون culture. الحسد الموجود هسه في وسطنا ده لأنه في ناس they are lacking confidence، وناس عندهم يعني this called ignorance beyond ignorance. هو لو قاعد يتواضع شفتها اني إكواتوريا عنده قلب كعبة، عنده كبرياء وحساد وحاجات دي، كانوا يتواضع شفتها ما في شيء مستحيل. God will give him every chance to get to success. كانوا عنده نية ده يكون leader he will be. Only you need to be humble. الليدرشيب ما طمع وما منافسات. الليدرشيب ما موضوع بتاعنا لازم اكل كل شيء بنفسي يلا عشان بكره ناس يعظموني. Who cares if you become a leader? Nobody care. You know, because لما تيجي تقابل ربنا بتاعك او لما تيجي تدخل التراب ده، ما الدود ده ما جاي يقول يا اخي لازم في دود العظيم بيجي ياكل دود لانه ياكل جسم بتاعك العظيم ده. You know, they're not gonna eat you because you're the leader. You know, في دود لازم يكون كمان leader بتاع دود يجي ياكلك. No, they're gonna be like any maggot بيجي هناك بياكل جسم بتاعك لما تكون بقى تراب. So what I'm saying is like, let's humble ourselves because we are all maggots. Let's be clear. You know, in the military used to call us maggots. بمعنى تاني احنا كلنا كوم دود في النهاية. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to gross anybody, but we have to be honest with ourselves. احنا Equatorian, let's look for the future to Equatoria, because Equatoria needed us. وإحنا الناس اللي برا, we are more important right now to help them. ما نتكبر, ما نجري ورا مصالح بتاعنا الشخصية على أسامينا وناس يعرفونا. We don't care. The important thing is that we got to focus on how we get Equatoria out of the conflict. أهم شيء لما نتواضع ونسمع بعضنا وما نكره بعض وما نجي نعمل you know خلافات الشخصية لما نطلع برا نجي نشتم بعضنا. It is very shameful and disgusting. حتى بكرة جناك حيقول شنو؟ انت بكرة بتكون ما في جناك بكرة ناس عيالك او تانين ما في اجيال هيجي because this thing is recorded. What they gonna say about you? قال والله ده كان زول جاهل. Look at the way how they talk. Oh, this guy is so evil. Look at the way how they were talking and evil. You know, regardless how angry you are, you need to control yourself and calm down and say, God, please, you need wisdom, deal with this thing. Because don't think nobody can be angry. You know, we are human beings. We can get angry. Even we can come to the point of taking life. Any human being can do it. And I know that from the military when I saw you human being, you're capable to kill anybody. But it's wrong to kill when you know it's wrong. Because killing is not natural. The enemies, they love killing us. They love to displace us. They call us إحنا شنو بيجي يسمونا دور ولا ما دور بيقول لنا جر المهم يسمونا أسامي كله. But what we supposed to look at each other as a family, holding each other together for the sake of our future and the next generation الجايين ورانا. كأنت ما فهمت الكلام ده. How can you fight for Equatoria? How can you even carry a weapon and say I want to fight? عشان كده تلقى في ناس في آيو وفي ناس في SPLM وفي ناس في جوا أحزاب تانيين. They كله يلتا Equatorian holding weapon for the enemy. But they don't hold weapon to protect their own family, their own people. They're very shameful and disturbing. يعني حاجة محزن. فأنا قاعد نقول كلام ده لأنه this is for us. We care about our people. It's not about people have to like us and not. حتى هسه إحنا بنتكلم. We know people here some people they don't like us, but we still gonna talk. وأنا بشكر الناس اللي they appreciate what we're doing, and we really say thank you because you are going to encourage us to continue fighting. So أنا بدي فرصة عشان الناس هنا يتكلموا.
انت خالص.
اتفضل.
interject الكلام بتاعك ده. Just only a point. You know, hopefully this message will go to all these Equatorians. The way out of how Equatoria could gather its people عشان يجوا في بيت to form their own army. I mean, that means army force similar to the الناس اللي هسه بحر الغزال ولا النيل. هسه بحر الغزال عنده army force بتاعه, you know, which is in the regime, as well as على النيل عندهم army بتاعهم. As far as Equatoria of course has nothing. That is what make Equatoria weak. That is what make us without any voice, you know. So in order to do that, here's what I have to say. You know, I don't mind saying it straightforward. The main point is that any Equatorians, or those Equatorians who are in power and who are outside the power, wherever they are, should it be civilians, أي حاجة الغنى المفروض يكون في خشمهم هذه الأيام, you know, the sounds that should be in their mouths, is أنه Equatoria must be a part. تعرف must have its also share equal share part in the army. ما تقول لي أنه oh those people are in training we need money like appeal بتاعت Kir recently when he appeals to the international community through Jeep Malonga ولا شنو بتاعت كينيا ده. The main point that Equatoria is that we need to see Equatoria as its own force, my own force before Equatoria. That should be, engaged. That means they should be incorporated in that field of training. For training center, there is supposed to be Equatoria force. Equatoria force. Remember that. Equatoria Defense Force as well.
I know it sounds.
This is very important, we have to push for that. Once we push for that.
But remember, kid and I've been confused ourselves because for me, I just look at it this way.
No,
right now,
this is what will bring all people. Itakan Fiayo or Itakan when all those people will automatically come and join Equatoria bidun nam walala. Do you understand? That's the only way out.
You're falling again for the same manipulation because لو انت قاعد تقول معناته قاعد تعترف انه ده حكومه وده جيش وهنا لا احنا دايرين تغيير تهاجر لانه already this thing is completely out of يعني هو من بدايته كان غلط. لما نحن بقينا دوله the way how this regime دخلوا غلط. الهسه اللي مفترض إيكواتوريا شنو؟ انا فهمت كلامك. I agree point بتاعك into point in a logical way لكن هسه في ناحيه
اقاطعك شويه.
اتفضل.
لو في مجموعه حراميه عارف كيف في هيلا بتاعك. اوكي؟ كان في مجموعه بتاعت حراميه في هيلا بتاعك. Do you think that انه انت لما تقول جماعه ديل مشارعين will lead you to something? You need to play this game in a way or another. You need to go and raise up your voice. مع حراميه ده لازم تكون عندك عصابات بتاعك كمان عشان تقدر تسرفايف في هيلا. Without that you cannot survive. I understand. Them are legal. That.
I don't agree on that. It's not safe. It's not safe, to be honest.
Well, I don't care about, that's my opinion.
Okay, I know. It is not a safe way.
Take it or throw it. Because this is the way how I look. So how Equatoria could come together and form their own battalions. لأنه لما كنا جينا من أديس أبابا 1972 كان Equatoria عنده Equatoria Defense Force بيقول له شنو كتيبة جاموس. جاموس battalion. Upper Nile عندهم مجموعة بتاعهم بتاعت Upper Nile. بحر الغزال عندهم مجموعة بتاعهم. That way nobody will play with the other. You understand? كاننا مجرمين كلنا نكون مجرمين كاننا ناس كويسين
نكون. ما كده دمرنا مستقبل جنريشن كله كان بقى ناس كان الشعب ده بقى حيدخل في إجرام.
At the beginning I've told you we need Equatoria. You understand? How do you make that? Tell me. Thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you. I understand you. But أنا فهمت البوينت بتاعك لكن الفلسفة بتاعه شوية كده be put others to misunderstand it.
Explain. Go ahead. You can comment on it.
Yeah, الفلسفة ده هو في ناحية تانية عنده إيجابيات.
That's an idea. Yeah. Don't take it as something serious.
أنا فهمت. أنا agree في points make sense لو كان الوضع ما فوقه إحنا فوقه هسه. لكن الوضع اتغير في ناحية. الوضع بقى اتشعبت إلى بقى منهج قبلي بوضوح. وكدينا بدينا كدولة.
How do you play?
ما أقول أنا جاي أقول عشان نوضح للناس عشان ما لأنه that's why I'm worried about people to misunderstand. قال يعني نمشي كلنا نجوين تاني نقول خلاص خلي يدونا جيش. يلا طبعا يعني بيكون منو
We're not joining. تقدر تسمعني؟
Go ahead, explain.
No, when I say Equatorian force, تعرف كيف؟ We have سلاطين. Equatoria عنده سلاطين مش هيك؟ السلاطين the ships بتاعت Equatoria ده عندهم power. They do have power. Power of what? عندهم كان في زمن الحكومة بتاع السودان طبعا تقول ده حكومة السامر مش هيك؟ حكومة بتاع السودان القديم ده. كان جماعة عندهم شنو؟ عندهم حاجة اسمه سوركالي. That means like National Guard today. نازل every sultan into a group of those people.
Okay.
All right.
بس ما قاطعك.
They do have some assignment. They have.
ما قاطعك في حاجة ده في حاجات we have to, because I know we talked about it. We cannot talk about public. في خاصة في حاجات حساس because I just saw it. We're gonna keep it that way. I know exactly what you mean. لكن بس أنا كان قاصد تفسيرك هنا إن أنت قلت إحنا نطلب إن إحنا كنا قيادة خاصة بنفسنا. يعني ما دايرين إحنا نكون تحت الحركة الشعبية.
No. My international community today, as you can see, the game بتاع international community. عارف كيف؟
أنت أنا قاصد شنو exactly؟
عدوا الجروب بتاع كيرو مشهر ده انه قال انه today there are South Sudanese armed forces who are under training and those people have no money, they have no fund. We're looking for that, how can I, for instance, how can we implement the agreement when we are unable even to give those people guns? Well, the guy was trying the tactics of how the disarmament, you understand, the disarmament of what? Look out, this is something open. It is the international community is now pressuring Kir and Mashar. Remember, according to the tapes, it tells you that there is a pressure from the international community, the ICC, you understand, against those of Kir and Mashar, that they have to implement this peace, and let they implement it. They will not fulfill any requirements from them. You understand? That is a good point for us. It is for those who are in Equatoria, or those who are now in the midst of those مجموعة بتاعت corruption مجموعات دي. They have to follow their rights. This is their rights.
ما قاطعك. I understand your point. طبعا this is going to be another topic because we cannot talk about it right now because of this thing. It's a proposal, but we have to understand في very serious situation. أرجوك إحنا الدولة اللي إحنا قاعدين فوق هسه ده ما دولة بقى، ده دولة عصابات وقبائل. كأنت ما عندك قبيلة هناك بقى في أنت شوف الحركة الشعبية بنى الخلايا بتاع الحكومة كيف. من غابهم كانوا يعملوها الدينكا ماسكين البلد ده.
زمن بتاع الحركة الشعبية كان مع النظام بتاع النميري والمجموعات دي كان في قوات بتاع جنوبيين هناك، كان جنوبيين عندهم قوات في وسط الجلاب.
اتلاشت.
الاتفاقية بتاعت 1972 there was some people that
ما أنت قاعد تتكلم في الماضي اتلاشت
أيضا. Remember that.
أنا قاعد نقول اتلاشت، الموضوع ده اتلاشى خلاص بقى ماضي، فعل ماضي. فأنا قاعد نتكلم عن هسه. إحنا في الواقع الهسه ده الإيكاتوريانز are not ready to go and ally themselves مع نفس الناس اللي قاعد يضرهم. That's all. What I'm trying to say is like we have to form ourselves and we are the one who going to work on this, not them to go there because في خطر هنا. But then we don't want to explain too much عشان ما نقدر بس نقطعك عشان الوقت قاعد يضيق.
أنا قصدي كل شيء في ترابيزة يا أخي، كل شيء في ترابيزة. ما قصدي
أنا ما رافض كلامك.
إنه مثلا ما كلام أنه أنا مصير لي، كل شيء في ترابيزة. Every means possible that we can reach, our goal. That is what it is.
My point is it's not about the ترابيزة. الموضوع بتاعنا إحنا في حاجات we have to be very careful right now to speak about it. I'm just saying this for the sake of what is going on. To shift already as the enemies have begun to get closer, trying to tackle what we're trying to do. All I'm just saying, let's be careful of what we're saying right now. I understand this is going to be in the table with our people down there. لكن ما موضوع بتاعنا ده نجي لأنه this is not acceptable. I don't see the regime is legitimate and I've stick with my word. The regime ده كان عشان بلد يتصلح لازم regime ده removed. If ما remove this regime والدينكا ما رجعوا لأراضيهم مع النوير اللي هناك الميليشيات بتاعهم وإيكواتوريا stop fighting each other, then there is no any way forward to this thing. Equatoria must understand إحنا في خطر. Every time لما ندي فرصة لناس بيجيز ديل every day they're coming up with their tactic. عشان كده أنا قبل قاعد نقول في manipulation is going on. Well, manipulation is not something easy. وأنت ما كمان توري كريتك sometimes. في a lot of things. أنت شفت حتى في خلايات وسطنا Equatorians today they're trying to play a devil advocate. في تانيين بقى يلعبوا دور بتاع تشويش ما بس برا بقى ذات جوا because they're looking for themselves, they're not looking for the people. عشان كده this is what makes me more frustrated and upset إنه كيف شخصيات زي ده بدل هم يشوفوا مصلحة الشعب هم دايرين يشوفوا مصلحة بتاعهم الشخصي how to get there. حتى لو هم عملوا مكايد في الناس، حتى لو هم شوهوا طريقة الناس، شوهوا أي شيء عشان يقدر يوصلوا هناك. و this is very shameful و unacceptable for us كإيكاتوريين. عشان كده أنا قلت لك الناس ما تواضعوا we can never go forward. فموضوع ده بيتطلب ناس كل يقولوا تحت very much مواطنين
اوكي.
Equatorians.
اذا في هذه الحاله يا اخي، في هذه الحاله اخي العزيز، you need to analyze, you need to concentrate analyzing the enemy, الانمي بتاعك، العدو بتاعك او الاوبوننت بتاعك. You need to talk about him fully. Okay? You know, your entire talk should be concentrated on those kind of people. I mean, what they are doing. For instance, like, you know, the issue of Mangala. That's one of the topics that, you know, we should bring it to the audience to speak about. And then you have the way how they are manipulating people. As you have said, you know, that's right. It's a lot of nas. You know, they use Equatorians with money, of course. البترول هسه من قاعد يقول الاوروبيين انه شنو بترول بتاعنا بتاع دينكا ونوير. That's what it is. That is how the language goes. That's why, you know, you could see them using money. يعني there's no doubt those international مثلا what do you call, you know, all these international مثلا diplomats الموجودين هناك ده, don't forget, you know, money speaks. You understand? American style. Money speaks, you know. Anything is possible through money. You can make it. So don't doubt that at all. I can't doubt it. So there's that game. So our concentration should be on the tactics of the enemy. That if what they are doing, for instance, you know, those refugees, displaced refugees at the camp, those people are not there, because of the threat in their regions. No, there is no any longer threat in their regions. As long as they have already appointed governments, this illegal government has already been appointed by Kir and Masha. Now, when you have a governor in your area, what else do you need? Why wouldn't you go back? They want those people to stay in Equatoria so that they can play their games, so that they can manipulate and do whatever you want. That's exactly what they are. So this must be the theme of our concentrations. Understand? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyway, Hadassah, can you give me your input? Because and then from there we can finalize, because the same things. I think we went too far on explaining some other things.
Then the two questions you didn't answer.
I think you have
out of time
covered
now.
it. Either to say anything just briefly, because we can finalize. It's not a problem. It's just briefly, because we already reached the 2 hour.
Yeah, it just
في كلام ده عشان نقدر understand your opinion too. ما نخلي لأنه ممكن sometimes you're not gonna be coming up and talk about this thing again. We're gonna talk about something that we see is very important.
Yeah, thank you. I think what I can say in my answer is like I've mentioned that Equatorians follow such people in you know
Yeah, okay. Let me ask you. It's also for manipulation. Let me get back to you. The manipulation. The manipulation اللي هسه قاعد يحصل في إكواتوريا من جهة المعارضات ومن جهة الإدارة اللي هسه إدارة الغير شرعية في جنوب السودان. أنت بتشوف رأيك شنو في الناحية ده؟ كيف إكواتوريا بيقدر يتخطاه أو بيقدر overcome it? Because it seems like they are playing with our minds every day. You could see even some of these propaganda playing, that they're trying to brainwash us so much that they're متمسكين بجنوب السودان, confused. Sometimes we don't even know what we want. And I'm sad to say there is elements who are confused. Either they go to IO or they stick on other thing that has nothing to do with Equatoria. فأنا ما أعرف رأيك شنو في, what's your input in that?
I think we just need to get on top of our game. Like yes, speaking, to our people is one of the things, like raising the awareness and also what do you call it? What do you say? How can I put it? Like reprogramming our people, just to let people reprogram themselves back, just stand back and see who you are. Let us not just go with the flow, go with what is happening out of frustration, and say and lose hope, God, khalas yahu, this is what it is, and let's just get in there. Let's just all mingle ourselves in there. This is not what we want, and this is not gonna this situation that is happening right now is not something that is going to be there forever. It's not something that is permanent. This is just a condition that we found ourselves in. Let's remember, Equatorians, in the past we've been in the same condition. Before Kokora, we've gone through this. This is not going to be permanent, just like um, uh, uh, before Kokora, it was not permanent. there is a way for us to get out of it. The only thing that Equatorians need to do is to stop mingling yourself with Manaste and mingle in their ideas by destroying your people. Equatorians, we need to come together and stand in one unit, as one unity and one voice, and combine our strength together, and also on top of it to be a people of endurance. We need to endure this critical time that we're going through, not enduring it only with a faint heart, but also to strengthen us, to find courage and to find a reason that we should fight hard, not to give up, so that we can find a reason that we can also able to accomplish our goals, our dream of becoming a nation. And this is what our people in the past has done before Kokora. They did not faint, they did not lose a sight of endurance, they did not lose a sight of courage, and most above all, like, they never stopped loving each other and being of forgiveness to one another, you know. So I would like to say, especially to, like, our brothers that are scattered, our brothers and sisters that are scattered all around, those platforms all around there, in South Sudan, you know, um, know yourself, know who you are, you know where you come from, know your roots. You can never belong to somebody else. No matter what you do, you will never belong and you will never be accepted. As considering our talk and our cries that have been falling in deaf ears, the Troika or the international communities are not hearing us. We will not give up. These are testing time and these are trials, that we are going through. Sometimes people would like to see how far you can go. Maybe you can give up or something like that. Maybe they think so. Or maybe if you can just compromise and sit under this sufferance and stuff like that to, compromise to something lower. But I would say that, we should not give up. We should speak louder and louder and stamp even louder and even grow bigger than our enemies, and that one day our voice and our cries will not be really for just empty, but we will be successful as just as the times of Kokora. Just remember the days of Kokora. They did not faint. It didn't look like to them. They did not consider it as that's the end. They triumphed. So we are the descendants of these people. We are the children of these people. We are bloodline of these people. So as our ancestors, as our fathers and our mothers, we will triumph at this, and we will come the other side as a nation of a greater Equatoria. And to this, I'll say thank you.
Thank you, Hadassah. CJ, your final word, just a few, 1 minute, if possible, so then I can finalize. Hello? Unmute yourself.
I'm coming. All right, thank you. Yeah, indeed, I will just conclude and say thanks for living, first of all, guys. Indeed, what this is, Equatorian is a critical, our situation is bad. It doesn't look good, but does it mean that, we have to give up? Definitely, we're not going to give up. We're going to stand as one people. And I believe that, there are voices out there of Equatoria. There are those who are with us, whatever the reason is, those whom we are together, if it is east, west, or north of Equatoria, we're all together. Let us not divide each other into that 3 regions, Central Equatoria and let's say Eastern Equatoria and Western Equatoria. That's not a good idea. That is not a healthy thing at the meantime. For me, I urge all Equatorians to feel that they are Equatorians. We have to work as a team, as one team, irrespective of collectivity. We understand. What does it mean here? What I mean here, when there is a country, a nation consists of different institutions. Those institutions should come together. It's not only 3 institutions, as you can say, or 3 parts, territory, like Central Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria. That is what divided us. We're better than that. We should stick with what's so-called Meridi, Juba, Torit, Mahala, Delhi. Let us call those people provinces. Yani district. district, the district style. That
Remember,
really
the
should,
wall have ear. Sorry, CJ. The wall have ear. Be careful. The thing we're gonna do is different. I know your point. You're right. I'm just
what
saying.
I
Yeah.
mean is that, well, I don't believe, for instance, for me, I believe that Equatoria is one. Equatoria is not three.
Yes.
Today, some people are trying to divide Equatoria into three regions, I mean three provinces. Or no, Equatoria is one. There is Tori, there is Kaza. That's what it is. That's how Equatoria is known, and it should be known. If at all there is something that can divide us, we will be at two parts, Eastern Bank or Western Bank. That is how we should hold together as Equatorians, hold ourselves, because as we are looking toward our goal, which is self-determination, to have a free Equatoria where we'll have our, we'll have to lead ourselves, to be a leader for ourselves, and people who can do whatever we want, who will have the decisions making and lawmakers and everything's institution, the executive and all that, Labour Party, unions, politicians and all that. If we really believe in that, then we need to believe in one Equatoria. There is only one Equatoria. That's how we fight during the Kokora time, as one Equatoria, not two or three. So this is the spirit that can lead us toward our goal. Guys, Equatoria is going to be free. I dream of that. I believe that, and I trust God will be to our side. Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Thank
Atika, for the
you.
topic. Thank you
Welcome,
for all those who are
Catamelo.
listening, and our people, wherever they are, who get engaged into this.
All right. Thank you, CJ. The Catamelo, you came when we're almost done. But go ahead, get your input. I don't know if you read the title, but yeah, we started. I know your time is different from us, but go ahead. You want to put your input on the message? If you don't, I can brief you, and then I can um give you what CJ was saying. Hello.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know I'm so late, but it's just due to network issues.
Oh no, you're good. Thank you. Welcome in.
Yeah, and I don't want to hold you guys on. Maybe you guys have stayed for long. What I just want to say is that Equatorians, first, let me just greet everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine, and may God continue to give us grace and patience to walk this hard journey all the way to feel at home in our clans, in our land of our ancestors. Yeah, as I'm joining you guys today, I just want to put some few points for our Equatorians. And the points that I just want to say that you guys, we Equatorians, let's just know that in this world we are alone. For us to get support, it's just need us to know that we must first unite, and then we must first focus on the goal of how we can get ourselves together financially. This is the first point I said. I will speak whether Equatorian like it or not. We need to get together first financially. After getting together financially, we need to become one force politically, so that we can think of how to deliver ourselves from our enemies. Because in any challenge that is there, people have to be patient. There will be disagreement, people disagree to agree, and at the end of the day, we'll find ourselves having one objective towards Equatorial land. Yeah, it's so challenging. But when you see people who we thought could be like our neighbors to support us, whether it is in East Africa, whether it is internationally, they know what is happening in Equatoria, but they seem to ignoring it. And when you see them you will just see they're supporting the powerful person, rely that the organizations will see what we are going through. Yeah, our East African community will see. No, everybody, because they are not sharing at the end of the day the real blood with us. So everybody's watching on their benefit and their ambitions to reach the goal where they're dreaming about. When someone is a fool ruling a country, of course you will benefit a lot, giving wrong ideas, and then they will start doing their development using our own resources and everything. But when we Equatorians come to power, they know they won't benefit anything. That's why they will stick on the fool to rule, but not people who can be wise to control and arrange and put system in place. They won't like that. Because if you can see the mistakes that is happening, a Ugandan fall inside a parliament representing a constituency, and then you will see another person, a foreigner. This same Uganda is falling in the parliament of Rwanda. This same Ugandan lady is found also in the parliament of Uganda, secretary to Museveni. So what does that mean? That means she's there to collect information and see what you guys are planning and everything. And let's just say, at the end of the day, we have to be on our own. We have to collect our brothers from different political parties. We have to come one force as Equatorians. Long live Equatoria, long live our country of our dream that will come into reality soon. As long we just focus on one voice and then call for one voice to come together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dikete Melo, for your strong message. I know you came late, but you actually interact with us, no problem. You know exactly what we want, Equatoria to be a nation, and it will be a nation.
Oh, thank you,
Those
sister.
who mock us today might laugh and say Equatoria and those had few, they need talk. It might be to the few, but I know one thing, it is not the majority that make the difference, it's the few that make the difference. But until the majority begin to understand why the few are talking, why are they saying this word, then the time will change. We are like, like if you throw a stone in the water, the ripple effect of that stone will move the water, even if it looks like it's calmer. If the water was calm, I know a lot of us when we were kids, when we go to the pond, like place where water is just staying in the same place, مويه بيكون جامد في نفس المكان بس تجد حاجه ده بيخلي مويه كله يموف يعني انت بتحس في movement in the top. So that's what it is. So we're making a ripple effect, and this ripple effect is going to be lasting until the whole foundation start shaking, because we're going to stand on our message that Equatoria have to look for themselves. And I'm proud of everyone who's here with me, who's speaking, and those who are there down there writing and also interacting with us, and those who share. I'm really proud, because one day in history you'll be remembered, guys. Don't think you're not doing it different. You are part of the history. You might not carry a weapon with you, but you carry a pen. Today you don't even have a pen. Now you have a cell phone, or you have your computer. You can type. That's an effect. That's making a change, because your message is heard. Sometime when you write something there, you will change the minds of people. But we want to be careful also as Equatorians. We want to remind Equatorians that as Equatorians, we are watching our enemies. Our enemies are moving. Our enemies are thinking of what to do. Like right now, you could see them. They are planning so much misinformation. Even they're trying to confuse our people by making themselves look like they understand our problem, but they don't. They never understood it. Let me be clear with you guys. They never understood it, because these guys, if they understood what we're talking like right now, if they really, I dare them. I dare those who call themselves opposition and those who call themselves the regime. And I know the regime will not listen, but I'm even surprised about the opposition. They talk, they care about us. I dare them to come and sit down with us and let's talk. Let's have one-to-one debate and say why I see Equatoria have the right to separate. And I want to see why they are saying that South Sudan, we are one people, we are all in the same boat. Because I will challenge them, there is nothing called one boat anymore. The boat has already been broken. That's why people have different rats running from ship to ship. You see, people are choosing alliance different way. Tomorrow, when how many people were in IO? Today, they all moved to another organization, political organization, acting as if they were never part of IO. So for us, Equatorian, we were the victim of this political failure. And because this political failure was not actually based on political ideology, it was based on tribal ideology that was based on either revenge or either domination. We know IO was about revenge, and SPLM was about what? Tribal domination. And I'm so sad to say this is the reality. I wish that SPLM could prove me wrong, or IO could prove me wrong, but all these people have done wrong to us. And yet some Equatorian of ours wanted to be quiet and say, let's not challenge, let's not talk. We are dying day and night. Our people are chased away. And you have seen like Achaya Weir is sitting out there promoting her people. They say, oh, they don't agree with each other. They say, oh, Dinkabur is the one occupying. But they are all together in this thing. If it's Dinka Bor, Dinka Abyei, Dinka Bahar Ghazal, all of them are doing the same thing because Salva Kiir is Dinka Abyei. And I wonder where they come from because one time I asked somebody from Dinka, tell me exactly what is your original place. Everybody in this country called South Sudan, they know their area. Only Dinka. You could see Dinka here, there. It's almost like you see, like those insects when you just throw something, they would run, spread around, and create territory. That's exactly what's happening. But for them to do that, and they wanted to occupy us after these 21 years of fight that they said that, oh, we all fought and died for this country. And I remember a long time ago, not long time ago, it was a couple of years ago, maybe a year from that, or maybe last year even, until Equatoria began to speak, they used to say to us that "إحنا يا متنا عشان البلد." We are the one who died, we are the one who fought. They were mocking us. They said Equatorian did not fight, and they even call us Ugandese. Are we still foolishly blind, my brothers and sisters of Equatoria? These people called us that we don't belong to that land, and yet you still want to give them that chance again? Look at Amira today, the old lady who used to use profanity. She wished the Equatorians. Now she's been treated as Kim Kardashian to Janub Sudan, and she's under the protection of that lady. We're the same lady who's now going to Mangala and trying to help these people by saying, oh, they are refugee. We're trying to help, even trying to build like a, mashari. If they want to build like a, projects for businesses. So that means they're trying to settle. That's it. That's a settlement. And then the same time also, they're talking in their own language in front of us. Even in the outside in diaspora, we see how many Dinkas, when they come together, they will still talk in front of you with their language and say, oh, we don't know, to speak Arabic. Then speak English. You cannot say you don't speak that language. You live in foreign lands. Yet most of these people have lived in different areas. They spoke those language, either they like it or not. Because they have an agenda. This is something they're rooted by, that they are born to rule. That's what they used to say, and still they believe in it. Don't say they do not believe in it. Don't say Kir is the only one is wrong here. Don't say Jing Council is the only one wrong here. Jing Council and Kir would not be in power if the people, their own people, did not bring them there. Their people supported them so much. Even John Garang, when he came to the first area, he declared his project of fighting. Umasha went. Umasha fi Bor. The same Bor اللي مشى عمل revenge on these tribes. عندهم قبيلة معهم. So I'm telling you, my Equatorians, let's be careful of misinformation اللي قاعد يحصل. خاصة من opposition. خليك بقى من الهناي. أنا بقول أنا opposition بقى ذاته more dangerous than هناي. بعدين في ذاته Equatorian جوا بتاعنا كمان هم worse. I'm not saying I look at them personally, but I'm looking at the way how they behave, the way how they act. Is so sad. لأنه قلب تام كبير طمع. جشاع, like somebody who's greedy, want to be everything. They can get, listen, احنا عندنا هنا is a future of people. It's a destiny we're fighting for. مستقبل بتاعنا is depending on what we do. Any wrong movement, we lose everything. And any right movement, we gain every minute of that chance and نقدر نوصل لفيكتوري تاعنا نكون عندنا أرض بتاع إيكواتوريا. And we will be a nation. This land اللي هسه قاعدين يسموه قاعدين يقولوا لنا قاعد نحلم فوقه ده خليه من ماركس. ما في ناس ضحكوا في نوح لما نوح قال يا اخي في مطر جاي. مش Noah just survived with his children and now the generation of Noah is still alive. The same thing my Jewish people, when God said I'm going to give you the promised land, our promised land is already in Equatoria. أكتر منه شنو دايرين. Can leaders are failure, let's create our leaders. Let's start with our own. احنا هنا work together.
May I interject once you finish? Yeah, because there's a point I just
أنا
want
بس
to put.
احنا قلنا هنا احنا كcommunity كpeople one people because الشعب بتاعنا كله محتاج each other. I know sometimes you find difficulties. Some people, we sacrifice everything. You don't even know what we are sacrificing. Like, and I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. We are really doing everything we can. Sometimes it breaks my heart لما أنا بنشوف نيجي نلقى Equatorian تاني بيطلعوا the worse than the enemy. ونيجي نلقى تانيين بقى enemies. في تانيين enemies behide themselves كأنهم خرفان. لأن يمثلوا حالهم هم they understand our pain. بيجي يغشونا. Popularity is not what we want, yeah, Equatorian. What we want is the truth. عشان save ourselves. نطلع حالنا من الحفرة اللي فوق ده. Today we are dying under this حاجات مجاملات ودمرنا حالنا في المستقبل تاع Equatoria. Equatoria هسه خلاص بقى في ناحية بتاع انقراض. And I said this last time and I repeat it. We only have now 3 years left. After these 3 years كأننا ما شدينا هنا كإيكاتوريان. We stood really great. وكلمنا باسم إيكاتوريا. Don't expect إيكاتوريا هيكون دولة. ولا هتشوف إنه في إيكاتوريا هيقعد في أرض إيكاتوريا تاني. Because إيكاتوريا خلاص وصل لمرحلة انقراض. الشباب اللي قاعدين يطردوهم، اللي قاعدين يقتلوهم جوا بيت الأزرق، اللي بنات اللي قاعدين يغتصبوهم، واليوم بقى يخربوا بناتنا، بقى حتى بقى يشجعوا بناتنا يكونوا فاسدين في جوجوبا. بقى وصل لمرحلة people are begin to give up their dignity لمصلحة عشان ذاك يصير ده. وامبارح زول كان قاعد في غابة، هم ما قدروا يمسكوا السودان اللي قاعدين يقولوا فوق، لأنهم عارفين المستوى بتاعهم ما بيقدر. إحنا مستوانا أحسن منهم، لكنهم قدروا يسيطروا علينا لأنه جاملناهم وقاعدين نلعب دور خيانة وخوف وغيرة وطمع في السلطة. خلينا ما نشوف سلطة يا أساس، خلينا نشوف مصلحة الشعب أول. كده يا الشعب يجي بيرقيكم انت كده تكون ليدرز. الليدرشيب ده كله ده وجع راس، ده عذاب، ده ما شغل ايزي. You just imagine give you a task يقول لك اعمل كده. انتوا دايرين عشان الناس يعرفكم يعني، ولا عشان الناس يحبكم وتقولوا اوه ده ليدر عشان تلقى all ده الدولارات اللي هناك ده حراميه. انت جاي تكون ليدر عشان تلقى دولار، ده انت حرامي. ف I don't want to go for. انا بس بقول يا جماعه انتوا فكروا بفكر صحيح. You know, think with your wise wisdom وما تخلي ناس manipulate you. كان زول ما من إيكاتوريا، كانوا جاي يتكلم كلام عامل نفسه ده يجي يعمل لكم دعايات، لأنه اليوم في دعايات وأنا قاعد أشوف دعايات ده وأنا قاعد no worry about it because this is misinformation clearly. They might play the truth, they might even act like they were truth. لكن ده اتذكر دبيبة ذاك اللي غش حواء قال شنو؟ قال له يا أخي إذا كان أكلت التفاحة هتكون زي ربنا. And God told him don't eat that food because you're gonna die. لما نو أكلوا لأنه قال له بيكون زي ربنا، قال له يا أخي ربنا قاعد يغشك وده عشان hide from you. What happened? مش she paid the price today? We're paying the price of all of us here in the ground because of what we made a mistake for. So زي ما قلت قصة لادو دقس ده the same thing. لادو دقس لأنه الجهل بتاعه دبيبة ده دبيبة ومش شالوا من جبل قال ده يساعده. في النهاية دبيبة دي قال له شنو؟ مش أنا دبيبة. بقى الدبيبة قاعد remind him he is the snake. So let us not be لادو دقس ده. خلينا نكون ناس واعيين. I will leave it here. Dikete Melo,
I just want to interject before my talk goes off. I mean, sorry. Now, the message I want to say is just for our youth, the Equatoria, Shabab, the Equatoria Kulu. You guys be careful of texting. Do not text each other and be careful of talking anything in the phone. They are hajat lasa bilegi to be Shabab wahid Equatoria because they are very advanced to track your message to appear to them before even reaching the person you're sending to. So if it is a meeting, if it's a community meeting, if it is any meeting, you'll find already security is alert about it. Uhaja tani ya Equatorians, if you keep on denying Naze, they are not there for intimidation, Naze for intimidation. Utujara and Equatoria, they will tell you guys, they will prove to you guys what is happening. Alela Equatorian can find a business social as somewhere and it is booming well, you'll find immediately the next day Adinka is opening the same business. And then he will start now bringing national security harassing until you'll find this Equatorian closing the business. So Yama hata for business wise, we are being fought very badly. Ashan it will to support each other, it will even to goodness is stable financially. It's only them who are intimidating. Ashan kida reality then we don't need to keep denying it. Let's admit Galina Zia Yamafi full even they are hard of already halas stabilized themselves, they're just finalizing it. Because if you look at Equatoria, they have taken most part of it. Ukamani, if we look in different angles, can who business ya who muhim diamond fidola business is the one that making people so strong. Hata pizaman hurubato monde, it is tuja who are supporting them. Like in look now, these guys that you say they are ignorant and they are villagers, they are stupid. See, they are thinking because they have people who are thinking for them. People who are just sitting there thinking for plans how to dominate. They have problem. Today you open just a simple restaurant, you must have a list of people you are paying in national security for you to survive. Then max up taki, how will it fit mean max up that at the end of the day? You'll find half of your money going to national security. So Ashankida, what type of a country is that? Ashankida, you guys need to decide. Let's not keep on ignoring. Yamade go win, we cannot. If we keep on putting our heads together, we will reach that day that they will know that Equatorians are Equatorians. Shukran.
All right, thank you, Dikete Melo, for your message, and I hope our people will understand in a battlefield. So the battle is not over until Equatoria all realize the enemy and begin to identify them clearly. And then from there, we move forward to unite that idea of Equatoria just as Equatorian, because enemy بتاعنا before. Let's not worry. لأنه أساسا Equatoria ده قاعد يخلي حتى enemies تانيين قاعد يشيك ليه يا جماعة ليه Equatoria ينفصل؟ Because Equatoria has a right. So we will continue the topic next time, inshallah, when we get a chance. We took 2 hours of everybody's time هنا, 2 hours and 31 minutes. وأنا بشكر كل الناس اللي جو هنا. And then from there, I will put this music and please share it to those forums. زي ما قلنا لكم, even أعدائنا بقى بيحاولوا يحجبوا أصواتنا بطريقة you know, like blocking us not to share our videos على أساس إن إحنا ما نستمع. لكن أنا بشكر الناس اللي بيخطوه فيديو بتاعنا. كان ما في خطوه حتى في البيج بتاعكم. الأساس أساس إنه البيج بتاعكم هناك بيقدر يلعب دور كبير يوصل رسالة بتاع Equatoria to everyone. So please don't just إذا هم عملوا block في مكانات تانيين, put in your message and we will get there inshallah and we overcome, because ربنا الإله تاعنا الواحد نؤمن به ده هو بيوصل المسج ده لحد ما نحن شنو دماء بتاع أهلنا ده شفت يلقى justice for it. Thank you. God bless.
Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 yeah. Banana kala. Na 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 na. Anina wahi. Anina sawa. Oh yeah. Anina Equatoria. Na sawa. Anina Equatoria. Beled wahid. Anina Equatoria. Anina Equatoria. Oh yeah. Kanita miniambio. Kanita mintori. Weleta min juba. Yeah. Anina Equatoria. Keresia samagesi manena. Yeah. We strong, we stand together. Yeah. Kanihna gulu wahi. Equatoria birapa. Yalbirwa pijama, asan belet na birapa. So give us pen, don't give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us Igbanagule. Anina Equatoria. Nasawa, Anina Equatoria. Beled wahid, Anina Equatoria. Anehna Equatoria. Oh yeah. Kanita zande, kanita mai, au kukuye. Anina Equatoria. Kelene na hibo nefusina. Kebelia kede maferiganina. Salam wa sakhava behaja derino hasan belet na biraba arif ma bisaido. So give us pen, don't give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us Igbanagule. Anina Equatoria. Nasawa, Anina Equatoria. Beled wahid, Anina Equatoria. Anina Equatoria.
Nihna kulu sawa jama. So my pearl fanangala. I love my people and I'm the voice.
Acholi ya buga ya baka. Kodiga balanda bari. Kakuwa kiliko kuku. Lango lugoya. Acholi kukosa mundo. Nyangara morobe made. Mundare. Nyangara. Otumo pare makotudo. Lubara buga ya lobe.
Tokosa Mundo Anna kulu nasi sawa. Mavi hata bigesi manena. Siasa ma bigesi manena. Anina wahe.
Thank you. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time. Bye bye. All right.